What's good, y'all? Welcome to Chip and Zay here on Texas Sports Unfiltered. I am Zay Collier. I see my man in the green room wearing that Lions hat, representing.
Come on, man. The immortal words of Judy Brown. Happiness is a choice. And we're happy y'all are choosing to spend some time with us. Chip and Zay on a freewheeling Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday edition. We got all kinds of weird stuff for you today.
It's a weird day, huh?
Yeah, because we had baseball availability today and basketball availability is going on right now.
Okay.
So our man Hank South will not be able to join us because he's busy covering hoops. What do you think about that, Zay?
Yeah, it's about that time, huh?
I mean, little early preview. With Sean Miller and the gang. I just came from Jim Schlossnagle. They got a baseball game this weekend. They're playing Texas Tech at Dell Diamond.
Okay.
So if you're longing for some Horns athletics, and Jim Schlossnagle said, hey, 6 weeks without a home football game, that hurts all of us.
What does that mean?
Because they use that for recruiting. So they've been packing recruits in for visits these last 3 home games. And, you know, all the other sports use those home games to show recruits, look at this. You want to be a part of this, right? And so, you know, this 42-day layoff where you're not going to see Horns football at DKR again until November 1st. November 1st. God, that sounds like a long ways away.
Long time.
You're going to have to, you know, just get in on the Horns on TV. But yeah, Texas baseball this weekend at Dell Diamond against Texas Tech. Get your tickets now. Get a chance to see, well, you probably won't see Dylan Volantis, the praying mantis, the SEC freshman of the year. He had mono. Zay?
Who he kissing?
I don't know. I had mono in high school. It was terrible.
Who are you kissing?
I mean, my girlfriend.
Who is she kissing?
Who is she kissing? Man, I never thought about it like that till just now.
Yeah, you know.
I might have been getting someone else's mono.
Yeah, with Leon, your rival. What's my man's name? Leroy?
Oh, Leon. God bless America. Leon, he was putting me in the lockers every day in 8th grade. It was like going to Alcatraz for a year.
Yo, Leon did you wrong. Leon got this though. Leon, you know, karma always comes back.
You know, I hope Leon is doing great. You know, I hope he's doing good. I have a high school reunion coming up. I can't go to it. I'm kind of sad because it's the same weekend as the Texas Kentucky game, and I'm on board to cover that one. But man, I would love to see some of these fools all these years later.
What? So you could gloat and hate how look compared to them?
No, I'm sure we got doctors, lawyers, business owners. I'm sure there's a bunch of people doing great things. It would just be fun to. I haven't been to a high school reunion in a long time.
Yeah.
I was the senior class president. I'm the one who's supposed to be organizing these things.
Wow.
Don't tell anyone. The committee's like, hey, you come to this thing? I'm like, can we do it in the spring?
Damn, so you were the man back in the day. I know you were all state tennis and stuff, but class president, like you were taking names, calling shots, kissing babies. You were the
How
man.
about that? I was trying, man. I was trying to look out for my class. Rex says high school reunions are dumb. Okay, good. All right. That's that. So we can put that behind us.
Yeah, I'm kind of for millennials like myself, we keep up with each other on social media. So I didn't go to my 10-year. I want to go to the 20. I'll show up for that one.
Okay.
But 10 years was way too soon to see a lot of people that I still see. Like I'm still in the ATX. A lot of folks that I went to high school with still in the ATX. Friends with a lot of people, cool with a lot of people. And I see my old classmates at the grocery store or different outings, dap them up, say what's up, hug them, ask them how the kids and the families that they've started. It's nice, but yeah, I get what Rex is saying. I get how they could be dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going to my college reunions, not my high school reunions, but hey, we got stuff to talk about today. Mike Gundy.
Damn.
Mike Gundy, the man who played quarterback at Oklahoma State with Barry Sanders. Seemed like he was the perfect man for the job. Guys had more 10-win seasons than any coach in Oklahoma State history. And now Mike Gundy is history.
What's wrong, man? Who can you trust? Like,
hey, you know who they should go after? Fran Brown.
Fran Brown
At Syracuse?
What?
He wouldn't leave, would he?
I don't know, man. I don't think Syracuse is that much worse of a job than Oklahoma State.
Don't you want to recruit Texas?
Yeah, but I don't know. Even then,
he ain't no bitch.
That he's not. He ain't no bitch. He'll call you out. He don't care about tampering, but if he sees you in person, he will call you out and let you know. Because you're right, Chip. He ain't no bitch. I don't know. Maybe. I thought you were about to say, God. I thought you were about to say my man Jeff Traylor.
Well, yeah. But I think Traylor wants to be, I don't know, man. Traylor probably just needs to grab something.
Yeah, go after it, Jeff. Go after the gig. He's country enough.
Mm-hmm.
They embrace him. You gotta have that twang. You gotta have that, got it from the mud, country, blue collar, nails dirty type of vibe. Fran Brown too pretty for that. He ain't no bitch, but he too pretty. I don't think Oklahoma State can handle all that flash. You know what I'm saying? But
maybe that's what they need. What you mean?
Maybe it is, but
I mean, you got to compete with Brent Venables and John Mateer and all these fools and Norman.
Not really. You don't play them no more.
I know, but you still got to recruit against them.
In Oklahoma?
You just surrendering? I'm
not saying you're surrendering, but I didn't know there were kids that crazy at Oklahoma. I mean, you're going to get your share. You should. They brought 63 players in. Like, that's why they did Mike wrong. They did Mike Gundy so wrong. Let them finish the season. I get it. It's Tulsa. But, Tulsa, they growing. Not just the football team, but Tulsa's booming. That Tulsa, they said that's like the
DJ Kinney.
Austin.
Wasn't Gus Malzahn at Tulsa at one point?
Was he really?
See, someone here, Rex. Yeah, Rex.
Yeah, you're right. Gus Malzahn, 2007 to 2008, Tulsa.
I don't think Gus Malzahn, because now he's at Florida State and he was the head coach at Central Florida. I don't think he wants to be the head coach anymore. I think he enjoys just conjuring up offense, especially when they're paying him like they're paying him at Florida State.
Joe Kelly, hell no. Hell no.
So Gundy, I mean, I love Gundy. I hope he goes on radio. Like, but he'll say anything, and that's probably why you love him. Because he got himself into some trouble when he was talking about Oregon has spent a fortune on its roster. We've spent about $7 million.
No.
And that was embarrassing to the administration. But probably true. Probably true.
Talking mess like that got him fired because Dan Lanning, they might not put up 60-something if Gundy would have kept his mouth shut. Yeah, they did him wrong. I know Boone Pickens no longer with us. I'm sure Boone probably rolling over in his grave. If he can smoke a cigar wherever he is, he's definitely doing that for Gundy's honor. But 63 players, like it's Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy, he's one of them. He's a cowboy. They shouldn't let him finish the season. So what? You might go 2-10.
That tells you he was grinding, and he was so supportive of the new president and the athletic director there. Like, he was very, very supportive. But I guess that all evaporated quickly.
Yeah, he saw the writing on the wall. He had to be supportive. He wasn't going to get no talent. They weren't going to win no games. So.
Oh, wait. He liked the other president. He liked Casey Schrum. This new guy, Jim Hess, he rolled in April of 2025. So maybe he wasn't feeling the new leadership.
They clearly weren't feeling him because, come on, man. We're not even in week 5 yet, and they canned him. I think that's cold, dog. Man, even for me, like, I get it. To the Tulsa loss, you're down bad. You haven't lost to Tulsa since 51. They weren't even called Oklahoma State back in 51. They were Oklahoma A&M. Ain't that something? And you out here losing to Tulsa?
So 11 straight losses to an FBS team.
It's bad. It's bad. Then Dion and them in the bowl game last year, that was rough. But you were a few years ago, you weren't winning the Big 12.
Right, he was in the Big 12 championship in 23.
Yeah, Ollie Gordon was lining it up.
He had a record of 170 and 90. Like, he had a bad year last year, a really bad year. But the year before, he was 10-4. In 21, he was 12-2. I mean, he didn't have a losing season until 2024. Been there 20 years. He played quarterback there. I don't know, man. You better have someone on. You don't fire a coach unless you got a coach ready to hire.
Yeah, they did Mike wrong, man. That's blood, sweat, and tears in the program. And that the new guy, you said he just got hired in 2025. He don't know. The new
president.
Yeah, he don't know the loyalty. He wasn't there for the grind. You weren't with me when I was shooting in the gym alone. So how can you come in and make these moves? At least let him finish out the season. I get firing him, but at least let him finish out the season. Now what are they going to do? Now who's coaching? One of the assistants? Which if I'm an assistant, I'm out of here too. Because head coach gone, that means I'm gone too. So why would I stick around? For the players. Hell no. 63 transfers. They ain't got no loyalty either. You might as well forfeit the whole season. Let them coach themselves. You know, Bill Russell.
Offensive coordinator Doug Meacham.
Yeah, Doug don't want
that. He'll be the interim head coach.
Doug don't want that. Doug's going to play nice because Doug wants to have, good character on his name. He doesn't want to be the guy that gave up on the team. And who knows, Doug might have his own aspirations as head coach someday. So this could be his quote unquote shot. But yeah, this situation stinks, man. We're having app difficulties.
Oh, we are?
That y'all, yeah, apparently.
All right. Well, hopefully BK is on it. Here's what the so Chad Weiberg is the athletic director. And he said, college football has changed drastically in the last few years, and the investment needed to compete at the highest level has never been more important. As we search for the next head coach of Cowboy football, we are looking for someone who can lead our program in this new era. It is also important that we continue to support our student athletes, blah, 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 blah. He said, moving forward, it is critical for our fans, alumni, and donors to align behind Cowboy football. So that means that Gundy's shtick had worn off for some of the alums, the key alums. It used to be Boone Pickens, now it's others. But man, Gundy, that dude was a quote machine. Love him or hate him, he was going to give you something.
He's going to give you something.
He's going to give you something.
Yeah. I think in his honor, someone made some of his famous quotes. Someone made a little highlight tape of that, about 2 minutes. I think in his honor, we should play it.
Okay.
For the people. Well,
salute to Mike Gundy.
Yeah, well, first we got to play this one. The most famous one that everybody and their mama knows.
If anybody hasn't read this article, I don't read it. This was brought to me by a mother of children. I think this is worth reading. And let me tell you why I'm talking about this article. 3/4 of this is inaccurate. It's fiction. Here's all that kid did. He goes to class. He's respectful to the media. He's respectful to the public, and he's a good kid, and he's not a professional athlete, and he doesn't deserve to be kicked when he's down. That's why I don't read the newspaper, because it's garbage, and the editor that let it come out is garbage. Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid. Write something about me or our coaches. And that's all I got to say. It makes me want to puke.
Yo, you have any homies that were in there? One of your old friends I used to cover, Oklahoma State.
Oh yeah.
What did they say about that day?
They were like, "Uh-oh, he's coming after us."
Because he was looking at someone.
Yeah, well, Jenny Carlson wrote the article. Her editor was, I believe, Barry Trammell was the sports editor at that time. He didn't like them because he felt like the Oklahoman always catered to OU and only picked on Oklahoma State. And that was the manifest. It's like the culmination of his frustration toward the Daily Oklahoman. So he went off on him. That was a article about Bobby Reed, the former quarterback, and that was a tough one. So What else you got? You got another montage?
Oh yeah. This classic Mike Gundy, man. We gonna miss him. He's not dead, but we ain't gonna see him around Oklahoma State no more. Here we go.
It's a platform for people that are sitting home drawing an unemployment check. How can you not take the trash out when I told you for 2 years, if you walk by the door and there's a bag of trash, take the trash out? I'm a man. I'm 40.
That's my ringtone for everything.
Oh, it is?
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Glad that wasn't mine. Yeah. Well, I changed mine last night. I figured if he was going to use my ringtone, then I should certainly use his ringtone.
We can be as competitive as anybody in the country on any given day.
We want everybody in the country to know, with all due respect, we got a logo too. The sides that you get on Thanksgiving, you don't get any time during the year.
It started to sink in when I had to get up at 5:45 a.m. and be here before them and prepared for practice. It sunk in real quick.
But then when he did it, I said, oh, heck, I got to do it now. So when I got home, of course, I got it. Kristen said it made her kind of throw up in her mouth a little bit. Where are you from?
I'm from Sports Illustrated.
Sweet.
I'll be farming. That's what I do. I don't know if I'm any good at it, but I like to do it.
I can't just sit on by a pool and just look around. And I am a vacuuming full, and I am a bathroom cleaning full. I'm a closet Donkey Kong guy. So Todd and Wild Bill, they gave us a crash course in about a 15-minute period on the 3 defense mechanisms of a rattlesnake. You remember when in Animal House when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Well, I was in the Germans bombing Pearl Harbor, and one of the young coaches go, Coach, we don't play TCU. I'm like, well, if we played them.
I was concerned because it's been so long that I didn't know if I could still do it, but I can still do it.
Never seen anything like it. Past my bedtime. I double on Ambien. You do them, 10 milligrams?
Helps you sleep, huh?
I think so. I don't remember. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I would have. I'd have brought a lot to share. Throw a little vodka in there. It'd been a lot better. There wasn't any vodka. That's from this morning. Spilled that sucker. I'm glad I spilled that smoothie on my shirt, sweatshirt. I almost forgot about Stride Stadium. And no smoothie tonight, just water. You get your ass kicked. You walk up next to a 5-foot Western Diamondback rattlesnake and you're not scared, but you're scared to jump out of a plane. Yeah, I am. And motorcycles scare me.
Mike Gundy.
Oh,
One of the best interviews Sean and I ever did was with Gundy and him talking about how great 80s rock was. Van Halen and, AC/DC. And I mean, and then that was the last time he did local radio in Austin, because all the people in Oklahoma City were mad because he wasn't doing radio interviews in Oklahoma City, because he felt like they all catered to the Sooners. So he was doing our show in Austin, and then all the radios in Oklahoma City made such a big deal about it. He goes, I'm not doing any more radio except for Sirius XM, which I'm contractually obligated to do. And that's what he did. I check back every year. And they were like, no, he's still not. He's only doing Sirius XM. And he was good. He was good radio. He's a piece of work.
Man. Yeah, they catered to OU, Bob Stoops. They were catering to him. He was winning all the games, winning all them Big 12 championships. If I'm Mike Gundy, that makes me feel a certain type of way. And his record wasn't the best against Bob. Like, yeah, so I'm going to go.
I think he finished, 3-14? Let me look that up. He won the last one, right?
Yes. Won the last one. Yeah, and it wasn't good that he was talking about he could care less if that game was played. Nah, you need that game more than they do, Mike. You know what I'm saying? That Bedlam game, Oklahoma fans, I don't think it meant as much to them. Their rivals, Texas. But
4-15.
yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
4-15, but he won the last one. Yeah, maybe he'll come on the show now.
Yeah, hit him up. He ain't got nothing else to do. We'll
Yeah,
have him
man.
on.
That's the end of an era. He was the dean of the Big 12 coaches. 20 years.
He's had a lot of hairstyles, by the way.
Well, he's got every hair he was born with. Like,
Yeah,
that's
he's got hair.
dude's got the hair, man. He needs to be on TV with that hair.
Like they showed him when we went through the little montage when he was really young and first got the job. He had like the bowl cut, like kind of John Gruden-esque, but a little bit more bowl. And you could see how the mullet could evolve to what it is now. But yeah, dude always had marvelous hair.
Well, did you watch the game last night?
I watched it. I told you, boy, Derrick Henry got a fumbling problem. I told you. I want to hear it. The Baltimore fans, 3 in a row, that's a problem. Yeah, you go into Canton, one of the best running backs of all time.
That's all you took away from that game?
No, we got an hour, 30 minutes. But that's the biggest part of the game to me. Like, that was a big time play. Aiden Hutchinson, welcome back, dog. Y'all
Yeah, he
missed
punched that thing out.
Yeah, that was a hell of a punch out. The run game, incredible. And shout out to your guys, man. Those new coordinators. John Morton on the offensive side, Kelvin Shepard on the defensive side. That looked very Ben Johnson-esque last night on that little handoff to Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra pitched it like they were in the option. I ain't never seen that before. That's a thing of beauty right there. Like,
And the 4th and 2 pass that was just over. Oh boy, from the Ravens.
yeah, Marlon Humphrey, and he held too. Which,
Yeah, and he held.
You know,
Amon-Ra is just so clutch. 0 drops last year. Guy is just, he's the go-to guy. Yeah, 4th down.
He's the best overall receiver in the NFL because people think that blocking's not a thing. He's the best blocking wide receiver. And he's right there with Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and all those guys when it comes to receiving. So if you want a do-it-all receiver, whether it's possession receiver, go deep, you need him on a big-time 4th down, he's your guy. Like, it's just – and that's what got Baltimore on that play, Chip. Like, he's such a good blocker. They've been running the ball down their throats all game long. Montgomery – basically taking it to the house 80 yards before Humphreys got him later on, but the run game was popping. So you have to respect that if you're Baltimore. He goes in like he's going to block, and then he just escapes to the secondary part of the field, and Jared Goff put that thing on the money. All she wrote right there. Yeah, ballsy call. But that's Dan Campbell, man. That Aggie got some cojones to him.
I was like, you know me, I'm like, get those points on the road. He's like, we're going for it.
Yeah.
We're going for it.
And
he converted it. That's what's amazing is, I think, what was he, 3 of 3?
Yeah.
I mean, that was something. Let me see what they were. They were 3 of 3. And all 3 led to touchdowns.
Yeah. Shout out to Amon-Ra on the hot mic, too. That was a good moment.
I run this.
I run this. Yo, that got me hype. Y'all think this is the soft dude from Germany? Nah. You hear John? Dropped them off in Compton. What y'all think this is? That's that Compton coming out. Got to drop him off there. It is what it is. I'm sure John loved every bit of it. And that was a big-time catch and another beautiful throw from Jared Goff, the only receiving touchdown in the game for your Lions. Like, yeah, let them know, Amon-Ra. Yo, that Baltimore defense is good. They got guys. They were missing Jair Alexander, but still, like Kyle Hamilton's Pro Bowl, Raekwon Smith, Pro Bowl, Marlon Humphreys, Pro Bowl. Like, there's a lot of guys on that team that got a lot of pride. And your Lions just didn't care. 2 90-some yard drives. Just
one drive was 10 minutes.
Just running it. That offensive line was winded after. They were showing up on the sideline, chilling. They were winded. Then
Detroit had the ball 7 minutes longer than the Ravens.
It's tough, man. 7 sacks. Like, I feel bad for Lamar Jackson. If you're Lamar Jackson, what can you do? Last year, he put it on the money to Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews, just catch it. We're going to the AFC Championship, bro. Just catch the ball. That don't happen. Oh, cool. We get the best running back in the league. The best running back in the last 10 years. Cool. He's on our team. We got to go to the Super Bowl. He got the yips. He got a fumbling problem now. He's a liability. As good as he is, he's a liability. Lamar, 7 sacks. Now they can't protect. This is Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson getting sacked 7 times, your offensive line's horrible because he's so good in the pocket. He's so quick and athletic. He gets out of a lot of sacks in those situations. And again, your Lions, they were spying his ass. There weren't many moments where he got to that secondary part of the field, and that's just because the defense was muddy. But still, like 7 sacks, it's a little extreme. Like Baltimore, y'all got to figure some things out.
Well, what did I tell you about the Marcus Davenport? That dude was terrible. He was playing defensive end for the Lions against the Packers. He was terrible. And now he's on IR. And the guy they brought in, Al-Quadin Muhammad. This dude spoke in the locker room last night. A year ago, he was on the couch. Last night, he had 2.5 sacks. I'm like, that's your new starting defensive end. That dude's hungry like the wolf. He was relentless. Yeah. I'm all about my man, Muhammad.
It's a good pickup.
That was a big-time pickup. He's
So
from the U.
chilling?
He was a 6th-round pick in 2017. He got cut. He got cut by the Lions, and then they picked him back up.
Humbled his ass.
Let's go. Yeah, Hutchinson was good. Yeah.
I love
Terry Arnold is still terrible.
He's so bad, man.
He's terrible.
So bad. Yo, there was just one possession where they just kept going after him.
Everyone.
It was like 4 straight times. And the chains were moved every time. They just kept going after him. Which
he had an interception in his hands. He dropped it. That guy can't make a play to save his life.
So Jameson Williams' brother was at the game, and he said this and posted it on his social media account. Let me see if I can pull this up. Old J-Bo. Damn, it ain't coming up.
Is this where he posted Terry and P.I. Arnold?
No, is that different?
6 so ass, it's getting ridiculous. This every week, bruh. That's Jameson Williams' brother?
Yes. This was on his Instagram account. Yo, man. See, now that's not good. Jameson Williams, brother, you wrong, bro, because you don't have to be in that locker room. You know what I'm saying? You out here talking in the stands. This is the last thing you want if you're Dan Campbell and this team. That's very united. Like this Lions team's really close. You know, all these guys, they're always dancing. They're always doing crazy celebrations, offense and defense. So Jameson Williams, ghetto, ignorant ass brother in the stands thinking that this is okay. He might want to chill. He's right. He's not lying. Terrion Arnold isn't good right now, but
don't post it on social media.
Don't post that on social media. Jameson Williams, this ain't even his fault. He comes out, the game's over. He's probably thinking, cool, we going to have a great flight back to the D. And now you got to deal with this. So I'm sure Jameson Williams going to have to apologize to Terrion Arnold. And Terrion might be in his feelings. And yeah, this is the type of stuff, rat poison, as the great Nick Saban says, that I don't think your Lions need right about now. You know?
Well, J-Mo is a super talent. He is not the brightest bulb on the porch. He's the one who got popped 6 games for betting on a computer at the Lions facility. Like,
yeah, smartest, bro.
You're not going to get caught except if you bet from an IP address at the Lions facility, because they have to run checks on that. Oh, Lord have mercy. But he can ball. He can ball. They couldn't get the ball to Isaac Tesla last night, but it didn't matter because Amon-Ra St. Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 catches, 77 yards, 1 touchdown, and a pitch for a touchdown.
Hell of a play. I loved how Troy Aikman was describing it, but Jared Goff, the way that he handed it to him, was in the perfect position for him to just catch it and pitch it. Like he wouldn't have to bobble it. It wasn't a normal quarterback. Right.
Yeah, instead of horizontal, he handed the ball to him vertically so that he had it just like that to pitch it.
Pitch it. That's a beautiful play, man. John Morton, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can steal off Ben Johnson. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Some of these offensive coordinators, you know, they feel like their ish don't stink. They want to come in and they want to make it theirs. Nah. You take a little bit of what you've learned to get the offensive coordinator job and vice versa, defensive coordinator job. But if the team's been rolling and you still got that same personnel and they're still comfortable with what the previous guys did, you piggyback off of that. Like, that's what the good coaches do. I don't know if y'all did that week 1. Green Bay is good, even though they just lost to freaking Cleveland. But it seemed like John Morton and Kelvin Shepard are both realizing, okay, we don't need to do anything that Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson weren't doing. We're just going to take little bits of that, add it to ours, and have this team playing confident and comfortable like they've been playing for the last few years. And that's a huge win for your Lions, man.
Yeah, that's a confidence booster. That's a confidence booster. You need that because I think the Packers, I don't think the Lions were ready for that number 56. Who is it? Edrin Cooper or whatever his name is. That dude was tormenting them. I think the Packers were, kind of surprised them a little bit, even though that sounds like, how could they surprise you? But
they were coming off of like the Micah Parsons high, and everybody's excited to get him. And, now you got your coordinator's first game with the team. Micah Parsons just jumps on the team. It's not like you've been scouting all year for Micah Parsons on the Packers. So now that he's on that squad, that could give you a little curveball that I'm sure this next go around, they will be perfectly prepared for it. And probably a game that's going to be for the division. But yeah, that's there's now that we're into the week, all of the mic'd up content is starting to come out and stuff around the NFL. Myles Garrett had those dudes in a frenzy on Sunday. Like, Myles Garrett just completely demolishes the tackle, and it's just a quick move. He didn't bull rush him. There was no spin. It was just a quick, I'm just more athletically gifted than you are, and I'm going to use my speed to get to Jordan Love. And he faked outside and went inside. And right when the tackle was beat, Chip, you can hear the tackle yelling, "Jordan, run! Jordan, run!" It's funny as hell. And then Myles Garrett, he's on the bench telling his teammates what happened. He was like, "Man, I got these boys shook. They yelling, 'Jordan, run! Jordan, run!
Run for your life!
Run for your life! Run, Forrest!" It's like, yeah, I mean, one of the greatest of all time. Hell yeah, you gonna tell your quarterback to run, because that might be his last game of the year if Myles Garrett gets a good shot at him. So yeah, that must be a really weird feeling. I've never felt it before, but being like a blindside left tackle and knowing you're playing against the guy that can just completely wreck your game and the game plan, and him just instantly beating you to where that's it. All you got to do is hope and pray your quarterback has the awareness to not take the hit and maybe make a play. If not, just not be hurt.
Did he run?
Yeah, he ran and he got the ball out. I think he threw it out of bounds or something. He saw it coming. He knew.
So that yelling and screaming actually did something.
Yeah, I got to find that clip.
Oh, they had Myles Garrett all mic'd up?
Yeah. Yeah, it was it's absolutely hilarious, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He won them that game. Like,
so
no
David
BS.
Beatty, the former Kansas coach, is the one who recruited Myles Garrett to A&M. And David Beatty said, this dude is just like I always talk about how God was in a good mood when he made LeBron. God was in a good mood when he made Myles Garrett, because that dude is the perfect football body for what he does.
Oh, yeah. And he knows it, too. He be showing up to the press conferences with his shirt off and stuff. And they're like,
yeah, no one needs to see that.
Like, who do you think you are?
Just have a little humility.
Yeah. All right, here's the clip of Myles Garrett being mic'd up.
Bro, I beat him on the cleanest inside last series. Jordan! Jordan, run! Is that what the tackle said? Yes.
You can hear it at the very beginning.
You barely hear it because he's so
barely
fast. Yeah, let me play it again.
Bro, I beat him on the cleanest inside last series. Jordan! Jordan, run! Is that what the tackle said? Yes.
That's funny.
Yo, that's why them left tackles get paid so much, man. How do you stop that? Like, how do you stop that? These guys, Aiden Hutchinson, TJ Watt, Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, Micah Parsons. Like, good Lord. It's crazy. NFL
yeah, this was
in place.
Yeah, that was
dirty.
That was his lowest moment.
That was dirty.
When he ripped off Mason Rudolph's helmet and almost beat him with it.
I mean, Mason had it coming, man. You know what I'm saying? Mason had it coming. I play for the Browns. Give him a break. He plays for the Browns.
Former Oklahoma State Cowboy.
Yeah, I don't take the side of many Aggies, but he plays for the Browns. Like, we talked about Arch Manning and him getting the pass due to the built-up frustration when he had to stand over old boy and let him know that, this is Arch Manning's house tonight. Sam Houston, calm down a little bit. I'm going to give Myles Garrett some grace there. I play for the Browns. Life's rough. So if I got to hit you over the head with this helmet, he got suspended. He deserved it. Lost a lot of money. But Yeah. Not one of his proudest moments, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Cowboys get Micah Parsons this week.
Ooh,
Right?
that's messy.
You like that?
Well, I really like that. That's messy. Yeah, they've been trying to ease Micah Parsons.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Let's see.
Green Bay, Dallas.
Green Bay. Yeah, Green Bay at Dallas. It's Sunday night.
Wow.
7:20.
Carrie Underwood and everything. Okay.
Green Bay favored by 6.5.
That's high. That's high.
And now in the Browns are in Detroit. The Browns are at Detroit at noon on Sunday.
Trap game.
Yep.
Handle your business. Trap game.
Handle your business.
Old Joe Flacco, Super Bowl winning quarterback. The magic will come out every once in a while.
What are we doing? How is Joe Flacco still in the league?
Established. That ring.
Is he any good?
You see Russell Wilson, you see Joe Flacco. If you have that hardware or have earned it, it puts you in a different category. That's just how it works. I don't understand it because both of those guys are pretty washed, which is why O'Brien Dayball in New York, they made the move. We don't care if Sierra's fine ass is always at the facilities. Russ, come sit down on the bench. Jackson Dart, it's your show, baby. It's about time.
They're gonna ruin that kid.
For what? What you mean?
What do you mean? What is that offensive line gonna protect him?
No, but you learn from that.
You learn how to lose your confidence.
Peyton Manning went 1-16 his rookie year. Did he lose the confidence? Which I'm sure that's what Peyton probably told Arch. He was like, boy, you don't know struggle. I was the number 1 overall pick and went 1-16 my rookie year. Didn't barely win anything. You want me to give you Troy Aikman's number? He can tell you about struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Troy went 0-13.
Oh.
His rookie year. The only win the Cowboys had was Steve Walsh at quarterback.
It's brutal.
You saw that Cowboys Netflix.
Yeah, loved it. In hindsight, it got him Emmitt Smith. So, wasn't all that bad. But, yeah, man, that's guys have struggled before, but he needs those reps. Let Jackson Dart. I'm tired of Russell Wilson, man. He needs to retire. I'm tired. This is Hayden Zay coming out. You know what I'm saying? This is Hayden. I listen to a lot of Future. Future's my guy. Is he toxic? Absolutely. Did Sierra do him wrong? Depending on who you ask. But Sierra acts like life was so bad with Future. Now, they had a kid together. Russell Wilson's basically the only dad in that kid's life. You know what I'm saying? Russell's this good role model and stuff. Like, nah, I'm not with that. Russell got demons, man. Russell has demons. Somehow it's coming out to light. Even though we don't hear everything from behind the scenes, something's going to come out to light. And that's his play. His play has been mediocre for the last 3 years. And he stole money from Denver. Straight theft. All that money that they paid him, just stole it. Then last year at Pittsburgh, I'm taking Justin Fields over Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson's got the ring.
All right, well, you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
Let's
go.
Did you see where Deion Sanders is saying the Jaguars are using Travis Hunter wrong?
Jeez.
So Deion says that Travis Hunter needs more reps. Said that workload is not where it should be as a top 5 pick. Meanwhile, Travis Hunter's probably like, hey, coach, I'm good. So he has not played more than 68.3% of the snaps on offense or defense for Jacksonville, a rate far lower than when he was at Colorado. Well, guess what? Now he's up against human car accidents every play.
Yeah, and they're going after him too. It's not like he's just locking up on defense. Like he's giving up third downs. They're picking him out because he doesn't have the normal reps like a normal defensive back would. He's not doing everything. Why? Because he needs to learn the offensive playbook. So how can he work at his craft like a real cornerback would be able to in the National Football League? That's a lot, even for him. I know he thinks he could do it, but you're only a rookie, so you're learning the game still. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going after him. No, Liam Conan and Jags, they're handling that, I think, very well. Like,
Deion said, you don't practice him on Mondays. He never practices on Tuesday. He practices on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. He was ready to play 100 and some snaps on Saturday, so you didn't need to use him on a Monday or a Tuesday at practice.
and how'd that work out for them last year? How Colorado do?
I don't know. Travis Hunter won the Heisman.
I mean, yeah, he won the Heisman.
Colorado won 9 games.
Okay. What championship does 9 games win you? They didn't win the Big 12. I didn't see them in Jerry World last year. I was watching Arizona State, Iowa State.
He's getting his name up in the stadium.
That's a beautiful thing. Congratulations for him. For him personally, it worked out. For the team, not so much. For the Jags, it's not going to be like that. Man, Deion, I get it. He's his father. He's his dad. It's like a father figure. It's cute. I understand that. But come on, Deion. Like, let's be real. Like, don't get that boy torched out here. Don't have him out here looking crazy. Like, let him ease into the game. Like, Deion wants him already to be a Hall of Famer, to be a Pro Bowl guy. Like, he has to learn. He has to earn his stripes.
You think he's trying to deliver a message for Travis Hunter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Travis Hunter's like, hey, man, if I'm going to be playing all these snaps, I don't need to be practicing on Mondays and Tuesdays. Well, Tuesday's the player's day off.
That's also crazy. You're not going to earn anyone's respect as a rookie taking days off. That's not going to happen.
Unless he's making plays on Sunday.
And he's not. That's what's crazy. Like, he's actually the liability on defense. Like, they're lucky that my man CJ Stroud was running for his life and then wasn't able to look up the field, because it wasn't like guys weren't open. CJ Stroud's so busy running around trying to make time because the pressure is so intense, he can't look up the field. If he was able to look up the field because he had a clean pocket, he would be able to see, oh, who Travis Hunter is guarding, that guy's open. Tell you, I watched that game, man. Travis Hunter, he has a long way to go.
All
on
right.
both sides of the ball.
Jaguars are 2-1 in a division with 2 0-3 teams.
See, like,
right now they're a wild card team.
Yeah. Oh, Danny Dimes. You see your boy Indiana Jones?
Oh, yeah.
And they had him on the Manning cast last night.
Yeah.
Like, damn, Indiana Jones is getting TV pub? What?
3-0.
They want to put that on my man Indiana Jones when really it's my girl Carly Ursay.
Oh, you love Carly Ursay.
That's my girl, man. That's
love
my girl.
Carly Ursay.
She's best story in sports right now that no one's talking about. Best story in sports.
You think she's cute?
On. She got the fits. She got the Cuban links, man. She listening to everything that's going on. She making changes.
Yeah, forget the players. It's all Carly Ursay.
Hey, is she talking after the game like old Jera is? No. She's just on the sideline, listening, minding her business. She's engaged, but also she's letting the team have their success.
You like her because she's cute.
I'm saying about her looks. Why are you trying to make it about looks? Why are you trying to?
Why are you trying to make her into a national hero?
Because she is. For what?
Based on what?
She's a woman in sports. Her dad just croaked, so let's give her some empathy here. Her dad just croaked unexpectedly.
What's she doing for the football?
And she
just
said,
listening in on the headsets.
She's making moves, man. The motion.
Is she empowering guys? Is she like lifting up this team, or is she just looking cute on the sidelines with a headset on?
Shane Steichen has all the confidence in the world, and it starts from the top. It starts from the top, man. She got two sisters. The sisters, they doing their thing. Cardi's like, I'm going to be a little more hands-on, ladies. I'll be a little more hands-on.
He's ready to give her Executive of the Year.
Yeah, for sure. And then we got folks like Jerry out here trying to be.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry's so senile, he doesn't even know what's going on anymore. He's bound to say something that's going to get him into trouble here pretty soon.
I can't wait for that.
He does that all the time. But someone asked him, is this a playoff team? He's like, yes. Now we need to improve as we go. Before the playoffs, we need to improve. All right, Jera.
Yeah.
You got Dak. Dak's a time bomb. Dak can be killing it in a game like he was. And then throw you those picks, man.
It's not his fault George Pickens got buttered.
I know, but the other one was his fault.
Yeah, but that was when things were over anyway. That was one of those. I gotta force it because CD out, the run games, I like Williams too. Williams, he's all right. He can't be having the ball getting stolen from him. I don't know how that happens. You see that? They just took the ball from him, like mid-stride. I'm running. It wasn't a punch out or nothing. The guy grabbed the ball, took it out, and then went out of bounds, man. Like, Cowboys, come on. And Jaden Blue, still haven't seen him. Don't know what's going on with that.
Jaden Blue does not have a single carry.
That's a joke. I mean, they're not trying to win, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, they ain't trying to win. Jaden Blue ain't playing. Come on. What are we doing? He's better than Miles Sanders and Williams.
Hey.
Throw him out there.
Javonte Williams got 13 catches. Jake Ferguson's got 11 more catches than any receiver.
Motivated. That Cavender twin, he got to earn it. Cavender twin got him right.
Is he married to her?
Just got engaged this year.
Okay.
Just got engaged. Yeah.
All right, let me know if you find some pictures of those two together.
Yeah. You see how it could go either way. We love here on Chip and Zay. Y'all all know that. But it could go either way. For Jake Ferguson's case, he's playing some solid football right now. He's in love, about to marry Cavender twin. For Carson Beck's case, he left her ass. And now Miami, the other Cavender twin, and now Miami's 4-0 and got some really good wins under their belt, beating Notre Dame and beating Florida. Well, maybe that's not a good win, but still, it's a rival game. Carson Beck now is getting mentioned again, like he was last year before the season started, as a high first-round pick in this year's draft. So it could go both ways. Sometimes, old girl can make your life happy, splendid, marvelous, and sometimes you got to drop her. Sometimes in order to find your peace and have things going your way in your profession, sometimes you got to kick her to the curb because she's a distraction.
Well, listen, I've been on both sides of it. I've had love go down in flames. I've had love be a heavenly experience. I think I know where Joe K is right now. Joe K
Might be going
is
through it.
down on love. I understand it.
Yeah, it's
It's
all
okay.
right.
It's okay.
It's okay. You'll bounce back.
You'll bounce back, and there will be a time when maybe love can lift you right up. But yeah.
See, I don't know about this. I can't say Lamar, man. I can't. I still think Lamar's.
Yeah, Lamar's he's a killer.
I'm telling you, if Mark Andrews caught the freaking ball, they might be the Super Bowl champs last year. I mean, Lamar did fumble in that game too, but still, in clutch time.
And wasn't that to tie? That was to tie the game.
Not to tie the game. 2-point conversion, tie the game.
So we still had overtime to play.
Yeah, overtime rules different in playoffs. We all get opportunities.
Could be
no ties. Like, let's go.
No guarantee the Ravens were going to win that game.
No, but unblaming the Schooner.
They sure weren't going to have a chance to win it without that catch. That was the ball game.
That was right there. Now he's all they were talking about it last night. Mark Andrews. Oh, we know he's motivated now because you see his blocking. Nobody care about that.
His blocking, didn't he have a
blocking?
He had 1 or 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but they were like, oh, he's coming here with his hard hat on. He's all about business. Nobody talks about it with him. He knows. John Harbaugh, he knows. Okay. Well, a lot of Baltimore fans still remember that night and how it went down and not being able to get over the hump since the Ray Lewis days. So,
well, my rookie of the year pick, Ashton Genty. He is sucking.
Yeah.
He's averaging 3.1 yards per carry.
It's tough.
1 touchdown, and he's had 47 carries. And the problem is their offensive line must be hot garbage because his backup is Zamir White, who's actually had some success in the NFL. Not much, but he did average 4.3 yards a carry on 104 carries in 2023. Nonetheless, he's averaging 2.5 yards per carry. So that Raiders offensive line is
not good.
Terrible.
Yeah, Geno's not good either.
Geno's not good.
Geno's not good.
The Raiders might be the worst team in the NFL.
Besides New Orleans. New Orleans is pretty bad, which I hate that for New Orleans because they got some really cool Longhorns on that team. Kelvin Banks, Vernon Broughton, Jalen Ford. So I hate to see that for those guys, but somebody has to be the worst team in the NFL. Okay, I'm in. No, you got something right here because I've been seeing this too. Lamar Jackson and Samuel L. Jackson look so much alike. It's weird, kind of scary, as I'm showing Shep now. People who have made the comparisons on social media. It's really scary. And no, not all black folks look the same, but in this sense, I see it. I see it.
I don't see it at all.
What do you mean you don't see it at all?
What do you mean? These are like photos they found where they kind of look alike. But you don't ever look at Lamar Jackson and say, man, he looks just like Samuel L. Jackson.
I don't, but when I see pictures like this,
right. Because they found some,
Nah, you can't. The black and white picture and the one next to it, that's pretty spot on. He could be his daddy.
Yeah. Here's what I love about Lamar Jackson. He throws the tightest spiral. He and Matt Stafford, their ball is always in a tight spiral. You never see that ball wobble coming out of their hands. Like Peyton Manning, half of his passes were like ducks.
Arch got that too. Arch got that wobble. It'd be that one he threw to Jordan Washington. Receptive to the pocket. That thing was flipping and flopping all over the place before Jordan Washington called it. I don't care how it looks as long as it gets there. But yeah, you're right, Lamar. He throws a pretty ball, man. Especially knowing where he came from. Like, a lot of people didn't believe he could be an NFL quarterback. Even after winning the Heisman, everybody was like, oh, it's college. That's a fluke. Like, that's put him at running back. All right. And they showed the stats. He has the best passer rating of all time. Like, and the guys next to him, it's like Patrick Mahomes and somebody else, a couple other guys were just crazy accurate during their day. So,
what you mean? Lamar Jackson was a first-round pick. What you mean he's a running back?
Yeah. The Baltimore, it took a while for him to get picked. A lot of guys were picked over him. Who was
he
picked
was the
over
last
him?
pick in the first round?
Who was picked over him? Name the quarterbacks that were picked over him.
Josh Rosen, Josh Allen,
Okay.
Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield.
That's a little cough too, but still, Baker, Baker's my dog. But
yeah, Josh Rosen, that hurts.
Yeah, Josh Rosen, you knew that dude. You couldn't trust him when he had the hot tub in the dorm room. You can't trust this guy.
Josh Rosen. Whatever. Where is Josh Rosen?
Selling insurance somewhere.
Selling insurance somewhere.
Real estate, probably.
Real estate, probably.
It's tough.
Let's see what he's doing.
It's tough out here, man. If you don't have the right coach, the right coordinator, if you're not doing the right things off the field, if you're not watching film, working on your craft, man, they don't care how high you went.
He's working for College Athlete Advocacy Initiative.
Okay.
There you go.
Good for Josh. I'm glad he's doing well.
Okay. All right.
He wasn't invested in that first round money.
Yeah, he went let's see. He went 10th overall to the Arizona Cardinals.
It's brutal.
Same year that Roquan Smith went number 8 to the Bears. Saquon Barkley was the number 2 pick in that draft. Minkah Fitzpatrick went 1 pick after Josh Rosen.
That's a really good draft.
Vita Vea went 12th. Deron Payne went 13th. And then there's my guy, Marcus Davenport from UT San Antonio, who sucks. Thank God he's on IR right now so that my man Al-Qaid Muhammad.
Yo, we're wishing injuries on guys.
Hey, whatever it takes.
Thank God he's on IR right now.
My guy.
To say.
My guy Muhammad was on fire last night. He had 2.5 sacks of Lamar Jackson.
What's the matter with you, man?
2.5 of those 7 sacks.
Thank God this guy can't do what he loves anymore.
Thank God he's on IR.
Thank God he's in pain. Probably going.
Hey, they're still paying him. It's not like he ain't getting paid.
So what?
He just needs a minute to gather himself while my man Al-Qaid Muhammad gets another 2.5 sacks against the Browns this week.
Dude's probably laying in the hospital bed right now, crying, rethinking life, and you out here. Thank God he's on IR. Wow.
He's made some money. He's fine. No one's.
I love how money just.
Well, I mean, he can pay his bills. Okay. Marcus Davenport can pay his bills.
Okay.
Just saying.
Happy though.
All right, fine. I'll just say I'm happy for Al-Qaid Muhammad.
There we go. There we go.
I'm so happy. He was on the couch a year ago, and he got his second chance. And look at him. 2.5 sacks in a big win for the Lions.
I love those stories, man. Guy
Yeah.
doing DoorDash, just grinding.
Mason Shipley.
Yeah.
His brother's off kicking in Hawaii. His brother's off in Hawaii, going to college in Hawaii. Mason Shipley was like, what about me? I had better kicking stats than him. He got the scholarship to Hawaii, and I'm working at Discount Tire, sweating over a hot car jack, a car lift, whatever.
It's a grind job.
Then he's an Amazon delivery driver, trying to help his parents who were paying his way until he finally broke through at Texas State. Now he's on scholarship and getting NIL money. Come on. You love those stories.
I love him. Mason Shipley's been good so far.
So far, man.
Keep it up.
5 of 5, 3 of 3. Let's see what he is.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No, special teams, Texas, it's been solid. You know, now Ryan Niblett's getting better. Didn't like the muff that he had. He held on to it, but that scares me for the future because when he was doing all the pointing and stuff and letting that ball drop, that told me that this guy is not confident in catching the ball. And you saw against Sam Houston why that might be the case. He's gotten better, but still. Dalen McCutcheon didn't get a chance to get a punt return in. He had to fair catch it. So obviously, Day-Day McCutcheon's that second guy to catch punts if something were to happen to Ryan Niblett. But yeah, they're going to need Ryan Niblett to stay solid, catch the ball first. Then you could worry about
Mason Shipley, 5 of 5. Come on, man. He's building that confidence.
What's the longest kick?
47.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack
Take that.
Bolmeister's been good. Didn't really get to see Jack Bolmeister at Sam Houston, which is good. But
I mean, he had one. What do you have? Hold on. Boomeister.
yeah, that one that he had against UTEP, that thing's still in the air. That was a boot.
Yeah, that was a boot. He had 2 punts, average of 53 yards. You'll take that. He had another 58 yarder. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Boomeister. Someone said Boomeister. I'm like, did I miss something?
Yeah, who said that?
Who said that?
Was that my man Chase Daniels? Oh boy, CB said that Chase Daniels was awful. I didn't think Chase Daniels was so bad. Chris
Yeah, how
Miller,
was he? Because I don't hear the broadcast.
I didn't think he was bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything that I was
That
like,
offended you?
Yeah, that was offensive or wrong. Especially a guy that he just got in the game. So to be a rookie in a way at this commentating game, he held his own. Like Texas game, even though it was on ESPN Plus and that was awful. Like I want a refund. Again, thank goodness I had a Hulu, but yeah, Chase Daniel held his own, was solid.
All right. Well, the Jeff Traylor looks like he might be the top candidate. GJ Kinney for the Oklahoma State job. Colin Klein, A&M's offensive coordinator. Eric Morris, former Mike Leach receiver in the air raid. And Oklahoma offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle.
Take it, Ben. Take the gig. John Mateer, he gone to the league after this year anyway. Take the gig. You're right there, 30-year-old coach.
You think John Mateer's to the league?
Hey, if he keeps doing what he's doing now, why not?
All he's doing is running.
Hey, he might win the Heisman. He might win the Heisman. Nah, John Mateer probably coming back. But still, Ben Arbuckle, I don't know John Mateer nothing. He didn't have to come with me. I'm just glad he did. But I don't think John Mateer would leave Oklahoma for Oklahoma State. If I'm Ben Arbuckle, I take that gig. You're already in Oklahoma. Might as well. You don't have to play Oklahoma anymore. Yeah, it's okay. Mateer leads SEC in passing yards. He's ripping it. John Mateer's slinging that thing. Got the hair, got the charisma. People comparing them to Baker, Kyler, all those Oklahoma legends.
Yeah. They need to slow their roll because they can't run the ball worth a dink.
Nah, keep that roll going. Keep that roll going. Beat the hell out of Kent State, whoever the hell they play next. They come into Red River 5-0, feeling good about yourself. Now,
Coming to Red River.
Texas, handle your business against Florida. But I'm already looking ahead. Very excited about that game.
So Diego Pavia. How about this? This reminds me of Vince Young.
Excuse me?
Hold on. I'm gonna help you out here.
Somehow bring that back to where it makes sense, because you comparing Diego Pavia to Vince Young. I get it. He's playing good football, but
okay, never mind. Joe K said Pavia leads in pass percentage. I thought he meant pass efficiency. VY led the nation in pass efficiency as last year. But let me see what completion percentage is. Right now, Julian Sayin is leading the nation in completion percentage, followed by Fernando Mendoza. Julian Sayin is completing 79% of his passes. Fernando Mendoza completing 76.8. Dylan Raiola, Nebraska, completing 75.6. Dante Moore at Oregon, 74.7. And Diego Pavia, Vanderbilt, 73.9.
I'm so tired of Dylan Raiola talking about, oh, can y'all stop talking about Patrick Mahomes with me? Bro, you created this.
Huh?
Do you not understand that? Like, how stupid that is? Like, you didn't have to get the haircut. You didn't have to get the exact number. You didn't have to get the accessories that he has or do the
You hate
mannerisms.
Dylan Raiola.
Hate's a strong word. I don't hate anybody. I dislike I dislike how he operates. Yes, that is true. And now he's playing victim. Like, the dude, he has a great arm. I'll admit that. He does some things that are very Patty Mahomes-esque. So do a lot of players in college football. He also does a lot of things where you're like, okay, bro, you're not Patrick Mahomes, so stop trying to do all that sidearm, all that throw off the back foot.
I know someone else who needs to stop doing sidearm.
Let Arch keep doing it. What you mean? You got to have the different angles, man. You got to be able to, you got to be able to switch it up. I'm not saying sidearm all the time. That was a phase. We figured that out against Sam Houston. You know what I'm saying? He's back. You heard him. He's back. I'm back. That's what he was telling his teammates, according to Chase Daniel. That's what he was telling his teammates all week. They saw he's back. So, yeah.
He's back in the saddle again.
Dylan Raiola, man. Stop playing victim, bro. Cut your hair. That's what you need to do. Cut your hair. Like, don't wear the arm sleeve. Don't wear all the fits that Patrick Mahomes does. He wears a little headband thing. It's too much. God, it's too much. He made some good throws against Michigan. Then he also
all I had to do was mention his name, and you just start coming apart.
Because I see the talent. I see it. Like that Michigan game, that was an underrated game of the week, you know? But nah, be your own guy, Dylan.
All right, John Mateer is getting hand surgery.
When?
He expects Mateer to return to game action this season.
Ooh.
Brent Venables announced on Tuesday that John Mateer will undergo surgery on his right hand.
Throwing hand?
After consulting with medical experts, it became clear that surgery is the best option for John and his short and long-term future. He's extremely disappointed he will miss some game action. Sounds like he gonna miss Texas.
John.
But he is eager to correct the issue and move forward.
John.
As he is with everything, we know he will be aggressive with his rehabilitation and work to return to the field as quickly as possible. Mateer suffered the injury in the fourth quarter of the Sooners' 24-17 win against Auburn on Saturday. Mateer played the entire game, finishing the day with 271 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Oklahoma has its first bye this week before the Sooners take on Kent State and then Texas. Venables revealed that sophomore quarterback Michael Hawkins Jr. will start the Kent State game for OU. That's all he's saying right now.
Too much running, dog. Too much. That volume. He was doing everything. He can't do everything.
And now I want to see what play he got hurt on. He got hurt late in the fourth quarter. Or in the fourth quarter. Now I got to go find that play. He played the whole game, so it's not going to be easy to find. They're saying thumb injury. I don't know. I don't know about that. I haven't heard
about that either.
It would make sense if it was, because that's the one thumb you gotta have. But there you go.
Damn,
John Mateer. Huh?
Damn, John.
Are you mad?
Yeah, I'm mad. What you mean?
We're Sooner Cowboys. I need an update.
Yeah, Sooner Cowboy. What's going on? Oh, now
Sooner Cowboy, come on.
Oh, Texas so lucky. Of course, Texas is going to get our backup quarterback again. I mean, what do you want from the Horns? Like, shouldn't be running old boy so much for. Stop running them. Like, that's a lot. He ain't Superman.
He was the Heisman frontrunner, right?
Yeah. I told you during the offseason, you ain't playing the Mountain West schedule no more.
What?
That Mountain West stuff that you were playing, them old weak-ass teams that you were playing, Wyoming, Colorado State, no offense to your boy Tiger. Nobody cares. That's weak. Come play with the big boys and try to play your style and see what happens. Now he out.
Fernando Mendoza, baby.
It will just translate to the SEC. It'll just translate against teams like Michigan. I'm sure Michigan stepped on that hand a few times. I'm sure them Owls were touching the hand a little bit, even though they blew them out the water. But you know, Auburn, that was a physical game. So if you do want to do all that running around and stuff, all right, you better protect yourself. Better get out of bounds. You better slide. I don't see John Mateer sliding or getting out of bounds too often. It's tough. I feel bad for the dude. He was going for the Heisman, man. This was the year.
Fernando Mendoza. Get on board.
He don't really run at all.
You called him the whitest looking Spaniard you've ever seen.
Yo, that Spaniard could throw it.
That boy can slang it.
He could throw it. Yeah.
Fernando Mendoza is completing 76.8% of his passes.
Yeah, he threw an out route in the end zone in the red zone in that game against Illinois. And it was just a thing of beauty. Like, people think that's just a simple pass. He made it look so simple, and it was just like, dude, where'd you come from? Like,
and he's number 2. He's number 2 in the nation in pass efficiency. Pass efficiency is probably the most telling passing metric because it takes into account everything: interceptions, touchdowns, length of pass. And Fernando Mendoza is number 2 in pass efficiency. That dude just put 63 on Illinois.
Yeah.
Hello.
Come on, man.
Huh?
Come on, look at this guy.
What do you mean?
Fernando Mendoza. Like, this is Fernando Mendoza.
That's a killer. That's the face of a killer. He leads the nation in touchdown passes. 14. No interceptions.
It's impressive.
That's Jack Endry's quarterback from that. That was his roommate.
Oh, really?
You want to know why Jack Endry's had 56 receptions last year as a tight end at Cal? You're looking at him right there. Fernando Mendoza. That guy could be a Hollywood actor when he's done. He is Heisman all day. Can you imagine if a quarterback from Indiana wins the Heisman?
That'd be crazy.
I've totally changed my tune on Indiana. Let's look at their schedule. Do they play anybody?
Yeah, what happened with that? Because you had Illinois, your Big Ten champs, which is crazy.
I could not have been more wrong.
Yeah.
That was stupidity talking.
I mean, I have Penn State as my Big Ten champ, so.
Based on what?
Drew Aller going to the semis last year.
Oh, I will take that money all day.
What you mean? You act like guys can't improve. You act like they weren't one game away from going to the national championship.
Indiana plays at Iowa this week, at Oregon. Then they're home against Michigan State, home against UCLA. Then they're at Maryland, at Penn State.
Yes, sir. That's the game right there. That's the game for Indianapolis.
I will, right now, $10. Indiana beats Penn State in Happy Valley. How's that sound? You want some of that? You want some of that action? $10. Indiana over Penn State, November 8th. Oh, yeah. Fernando Mendoza. That's where he wins the Heisman right there. Then he's home against Wisconsin. And then he is at Purdue. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't hear anything you said. I froze.
Okay. You want $10? I got Fernando Mendoza over Penn State in Happy Valley, November 8th. You don't want any of that. You don't want none of that.
Let me see how.
Because you have never seen Drew Aller. You've never seen Drew Aller do anything like Fernando Mendoza just did.
Let's see how, dude. Come on. Let's put some respect on Drew Aller's name.
You're right. Fernando, he's got to go play at Oregon, a place he's already played as a collegian. That place ain't going to surprise him. Yeah, I'm all in on Fernando.
Dante Moore is nice, too.
Yeah, Dante Moore's having a good year.
Dante Moore could throw it. I didn't think they could get much better than Dylan Gabriel. Dante Moore, he might be just as good, if not better, than Dylan Gabriel. That dude.
How about UCLA? They had Dante Moore, they had Joey Aguilar, and now they got Nico. Let me tell you what Nico's doing. Not much.
I feel bad for that dude, man.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
Like,
That was some bad hustle by his dad and
horrible,
DJ Ungalale's dad.
horrible hustle.
Right now, Nico has 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and his team fired its coach.
Yeah. Now there's a bad narrative on Polynesian brothers.
No.
Yeah, DJU and his father and what they went through and how ignorant he is, and now Nico's father. Yeah, I think there's a narrative.
Maybe it's just bad on DJ Ungalale's dad and Nico's dad for thinking they were the Scott Boras of college football.
Right. And how many other Polynesian brothers you know?
I don't know too many others who are flexing like that.
That got big time quarterback, hopeful athletes. I don't know many.
Hey,
Not good. It's not good at all.
I'm with Noah Martinez here. If Mendoza can win against Oregon, oh hell, hand him the Heisman.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Then he's gonna go deal on your boy at Penn State.
Yeah,
Penn State should be number 16 in the rankings right now.
they'll be all right.
They haven't
Going
played.
down this weekend. When they beat Oregon, let's see if you got that same energy next week.
Penn State?
Yeah, when they beat Oregon, prime time. I'm sure College Game Day is going to be there. Herb streaking the game at home. It's going to be a ride out. Dan Lanning talk about, oh, we've been playing Mo Bamba all week. That don't mean nothing, Dan.
I got
Night out.
$10 says Oregon wins that game. You want some of that?
I want a little bit of that.
You want that?
I want,
You want that? A little bit.
I want a little bit of that.
You just said a little.
Just a little bit.
All right. Penn State's favored by 3.5. I'll take Oregon plus 3.5
Oh, man.
for $10.
This is the game right here. See, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about a team that's in the past, Sal. They were a game away from the college football playoff championship. They were like Texas. Like,
Yeah,
you
what
can
happened?
argue. They lost
Drew
a
Aller
game.
started throwing dirt balls.
I mean, Notre Dame's defense was good last year. I'll give them that. It was a tough defense. Marcus Freeman. I put that on Franklin more than I do Drew Aller. You know what I'm saying?
Meanwhile, what's that? Bo Prabula?
Missouri.
That dude's looking like a world beater.
Nah, he could throw too. Oh, Eli, man. Eli's doing this thing. I love Eli Drinkwitz. His crazy ass. He's nutty.
the best quarterback on the Penn State roster the last 2 years was Bo Prabula.
All right, let's relax.
What? What do you
Let's
mean?
relax. Come on now. Let's not disrespect
What
Drew.
do you mean?
No,
Prabula, he completed 74% of his passes last year, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he led the only, I don't know.
Yeah.
Those numbers sound real good to me.
Yeah, and who they keep and who they let go. Who said, hey, you can go, Bo.
And who's 3-0? And no one saw it coming. Mizzou.
They got it coming. It's about to get real for Mizzou. Don't worry.
No, I'm talking about, all right.
Nah, but for Bo, who have they played? Who they beat? Kansas. We're taking that. We're counting that as their big time win. Apparently,
That was a big time win.
That was a big time win.
That was a
All
big
right.
time win.
Okay. All
Bo
right.
Pribula.
Then sure.
Let's
If
see
that's
what
a
he's
big
done.
win, then okay, we'll take that. South Carolina, yeah,
Yeah.
fraud. They're a fraud.
What?
They're
What
South
you mean?
Carolina's a fraud.
You love South Carolina.
I do not love South Carolina.
You
What?
loved him coming in.
I did not.
You love Lenoris.
I like Shane Beamer, but no, I didn't believe in them. No, especially with what they did against Diego Pavia and them. I get Lenore Sellers got hurt, but ain't no way they should have got curb stomped the way they did that game. Nah, they're a fraud. And Bo, he didn't even do much against South Carolina. He was all right. Ahmad Hardy, he might be the best running back in the nation. That dude, he's going to be in the top category for Doak Walker later on. Ahmad Hardy's been running his ass off this year.
He was at ULM.
Steele.
Texas played against him last year.
Yeah. He's already got 600 yards, 6 touchdowns, average carry, 7.6 yards a carry. Pretty good. So everybody talking about Bo, yeah. But that running back, Eli's got him going. I respect it.
Yeah, Pribula, 3 touchdown passes, threw for 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks against Kansas. 30 of 39. Bo Pribula.
Against Kansas is crazy. That's good.
Against South Carolina. He had a touchdown, an interception. He ran 9 times for 72 yards. This dude's got some moxie, Bo Pribula. Can't believe you're just dismissing him.
I'm not dismissing him. Just come on.
You don't think he's nothing.
You take him over Drew Aller.
Oh, I would take him over Drew Aller in a heartbeat. All right, so we got $10. I got Oregon plus 3.5.
All right.
All right. We'll just start that tab now. I get the feeling there's more coming.
I get the feeling there is too. Come on.
Okay. All right. Let's get a couple mentions in here. We'll get to the chip shot and the right call. You know what I'm saying? Hey, audiovisual consultations. Our man Tom McKay is ready and waiting for you when you are ready for the big screen of your dreams. Here's the beautiful thing. He's going to bring you the best price on big screens. So why would you be running around town, lugging 80-inch TVs in a truck, risking everything, punching holes in your drywall? No. Let Tom and his crew bring everything to you. It's real simple. 255-8678. 255-8678. That's the number. 512. Or go to avconsultations.com. Hey, my guys who are snoring, take advantage of this great partnership we got right now with Sleep Cycle Center. Our man, Dr. Chad Denman, he has dedicated his life to treating sleep apnea, which killed his own father at the age of 60. So if you're snoring and you have someone sleeping next to you who's telling you sound like a chainsaw, and even worse, if you're waking up in the middle of the night, it's because you're waking yourself up because you're not getting enough oxygen while you're sleeping. That's scary. You don't want that. Here's what you can do about it. Right now, because of our partnership with Sleep Cycle Center, you go to sleepcyclecenters.com. Tell them Texas Sports Unfiltered sent you. They're going to take $100 off your sleep study. Practically give it away because Dr. Chad wants to make sure that you're getting diagnosed properly and then getting the best treatment options, from an oral appliance like I have. Mouth guard holds my lower jaw open so I get that oxygen when I'm sleeping, to surgery. You're going to get the best detection of your level of sleep apnea from Dr. Chad. He's dedicated his life to it. So just go to sleepcyclecenters.com, tell him Texas Sports Unfiltered sent you, and you'll be glad you did. And you know what else? You'll be glad if you go to Cover 3 and get some of that brick chicken and mac and cheese. You know what I'm saying? Or the Chop House burger. The Texas Monthly calls one of the best burgers in the state of Texas. How about going in for happy hour, 3:30 to 6:30 every day? They got the $7 social hour menu, which has the firecracker shrimp. That's what old Scotty Scheffler had on his Masters Champions dinner menu. You can get it at Cover 3. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Cover 3. That's the spot, man. That's the spot. Great service, great food, great vibe. Cover 3 Anderson and Cover 3 Round Rock. All right, Zay. For the chip shot today, I am going to talk a little Texas baseball. How about that? Just talked to Jim Schlossnagle today. Don't forget, Texas baseball has a fall game against Texas Tech this Saturday at the Dell Diamond. Just go to texaslonghorns.com for ticket information. But yeah, this is a cool little game that Jim Schlossnagle scheduled because of Texas's off week, and he wanted to make it where his guys got a little game action. Tim Tadlock, the Texas Tech baseball coach, was like, yeah, we'll come over there. We'll get in a little baseball, see some of our young guys, hopefully in front of a crowd, good sized crowd. Actually, I apologize. Everything is through the Round Rock Express. So go to Round Rock Express. Let me make sure that I give you the right. Yeah, Round Rock, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, go to Round Rock Express for tickets. And I think it's, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, well, go to my Twitter. It's on there. Chip Brown 247. And Jim here, I'll retweet it so that you don't have to go digging through my timeline. But the cool thing is you're going to see some of these young studs that Jim Schlossnagle is excited about. Guys like Carson Tinney, the Buster Posey finalist at catcher, who came over from Notre Dame. And, some of these, Aiden Robbins, the outfielder from Seton Hall, who batted 400 last year. Like, if you want to get a look at some of these guys, then this weekend, this Saturday, is a great way to do that. And okay. So here I am. This is a great chip shot today. I just retweeted this. Or maybe I didn't. This is terrible. I'm trying to tweet it.
Yo, what?
Ryan.
Come on, man.
Okay, go to MLBtickets.com.
There we go. Lord
Jesus. This is rough.
Damn, man, where's the Cowboys at? For a day, we could really use them.
What's that?
Sooner Cowboys, our lone Oklahoma fan that makes it known. I mean, I'm sure more Oklahoma fans listen to us, but one that's actually about hitting up the comments section. This will be a perfect day to have him in the comments.
Right. Where is he at?
Where's he at?
He's sad.
He is sad, man.
He's sad.
On another note, I'd love to see Michael Hawkins Jr. I'm sure Colin Simmons, Ant Hill, Mookie Taft, they'd love to see that guy again.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Jim Schlossnagle is trying to build a roster to win it all. So if you want to see that roster in its infancy, then go to my Twitter because they're going to be playing at Dell Diamond, and it's this weekend.
Yeah, I just don't need any pitchers to be hitting folks. That was the issue for that 2025 team. A lot of pitching, hitting guys, hitting batters.
Yeah.
Free guys on base, which end up hurting the Longhorns in the long run. So Max Weiner, let's clean that up, buddy. No hit batters against Texas Tech. They could lose by 20. No hit batters. That'll sound like a success to me if they lose, but no hit batters. Progress. Everything else will work out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you got Luke Harrison back. You got Max Grubbs back. You got Ethan Mendoza, Casey Forba, Adrian Rodriguez. You brought in Josh Livingston from Wichita State to maybe be your first baseman, maybe be third base. Adrian Rodriguez is battling that Stanford transfer to be the shortstop. That Aiden Robbins, who batted 400 at Seton Hall, is going to be one of the outfielders. And then, you know, pitching, you got a lot of pitching. You brought in, you know, really talented freshman pitchers like Sam Cozart. And then you brought in some established guys like Hayden LaFew and Cal Higgins from Western Kentucky. That dude's 245, throws at about 100. So, you know, a chance for you to see all those guys Saturday at 1:00 at Dell Diamond. I just tweeted the link for tickets, Chip Brown 247. And yeah, man, you love baseball?
Love it.
There you go. Jim Schlossnagle versus Tim Tadlock. Longhorns and Red Raiders getting together at the Dell Diamond Saturday at 1. Come on. There you go. That was a great chip shot. Y'all can thank me later for how good that chip shot was.
No, you brought it all together.
There was all
appreciate
kinds of goodness in that chip shot. Just ask me. All right, let's get to the right call.
Let's get it. Let's get it. No Rex. Michael Hawkins Jr. is still there.
Still there.
He's still there.
He's thinking of Michael Van Buren, the Mississippi State quarterback who transferred to LSU.
Ah, yeah.
Michael Hawkins, loyal.
And probably wants revenge, too, with the way Texas made him look last year.
34-3?
Yeah. Ant Hill talking mess to him. They were doing him like the high school kid that slapped homeboy in the back of the head that I showed yesterday. That's how they were doing Michael Hawkins Jr. So we'll see. Who knows? Jean Matier might be back before then. Who knows? But all right, time for the right call. Before that, though, shout out to Covert BK, family owned and operated. They are the best, doing it for over 100 years. 7 terrific brands to choose from: GMC, Buick, Ram, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, and Cadillac. If you don't want to take my word for it for how great Covert BK is, listen to these fine folks at Covert BK.
I don't have to worry about shopping for mechanics to make sure it's done and done right. I come up here, I'm in, I'm out. They give me a loaner sometimes, and it's hassle-free.
If you have any questions they'll go ahead and help you out and educate you. They're not just here just to sell you a vehicle. They're here to build a relationship.
They treat you like family, and then they make the experience what you want it to be, not what they want it to be.
Covert, born and raised in Austin,
where you are always treated like family.
Nobody beats a Covert deal. Not now, not ever. All right, so I don't know where Chip went, but we can hold down the fort without him for a little bit. But I wanted them to see this because our boy Zion Williamson, NBA Media Days are happening.
He's running out of his sneakers.
Well, yeah, but look at that. New, improved, Ozempic or not, Zion Williamson has lost over 30-something pounds, said that he feels better than he did when he was in college. The dude looks unrecognizable. Like, dude looks great. You know, Zion being a former number one pick, had his injury problems, all that weight for someone to jump that high, to come down on those joints. Couldn't be good for everybody or anybody, but had to make a change. I don't know if it's Ozempic. I don't know if it's just good old hard work. Maybe he cut off the carbs. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he went vegetarian. I don't know, but Zion, it's never looked like this. I've never seen Zion ever look like this, to where he kind of looks sick. That's how good he looks.
He weighs 264?
I guess.
That's like LeBron.
Something like that.
Zion is...
I don't think he's still banging porn stars, CB. I think he's done with that part of his life. That was a very toxic time. Hopefully he's over that and has met some different women that maybe helped in him losing all that weight, you know? So good for him. Yeah, it's okay. A part of me thinks it's Ozempic too, but I'm wishing him the best. I hope this was organically. The Easy E diet is nuts, Rodney. Like, we're not wishing AIDS on him. That's a lot.
Come on, Rodney.
Come on, Rodney. But he looks good.
Y'all are killing us.
New Orleans Buyers Club. Yo, come on. Zion, he going to be good this year. This is all NBA Zion Williamson right here. I'm not saying first team. I'm not even saying second. This body, this is a third team all NBA body right here. I can appreciate that.
What's going on between those ears?
What you mean?
It's one thing to have a great body. I know a lot of guys who have a great body, but they don't have it between the earlobes. Is his head in the game? Does he want to be a leader? Does he want to lead men into battle and do everything right when no one's watching?
I mean, you got to lead by example first.
Okay, but don't be crowning this guy.
I'm saying the body is third team.
Okay, the body.
The body.
The body gives him a chance to be third team.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. You're
and Rex, yes, Cade Bing is back. The Binger is back. Sorry. Yeah.
So, by the way, the Texans just released your boy CJ Gardner-Johnson. Are y'all going to pick him up if he was available? What do you mean, no? For the Lions, you wouldn't pick him up?
No. We got Kirby Joseph and DJ Reed.
So what if someone goes down? God forbid. Knock on wood. You never know.
How do we get Andrew Makuba? I need Andrew Makuba.
I think Philly's good with him. I think Philly got a steal by getting him as late as they did.
Please tell me that the Lions will draft Jelani McDonald.
That'd be a good pickup. I'm sure y'all could get Mookie Taft late, and that'd be a steal.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to think Mookie Taft is so slow and so white, and he's going to have to show everybody that he's going to be the next Harrison Smith and play like 15 years. Watch.
Yeah.
Mookie Tab gonna get a lot of folks.
You know what's going to be sad about Mookie is that the NFL idiots are going to look at his body and say he can't hold up physically.
Yeah.
But you got to take a chance on that guy because special teams wise, he's going to be a monster, and then he's going to get a chance on the field and he's going to make plays.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So our man, Noah Kanega, we talked about him. I don't know how he's doing up at Eastern Michigan. I hope he's doing well. He's selling merch with the Nega Please hats and shirts. Well, there's a new guy in town. Pitt State. I think they're D3. They might be D2. They're definitely not D1. But Pitt State, Pittsburgh State, they have a player on their team. He's a tight end. And his name is Luke Negaman. I don't know. I could say it for obvious reasons. But he's a tight end. He's white as shit. He's a tight end at Pitt State. And his name is Luke Negaman. I don't know. But now
he's from Girard, Kansas.
Yeah, he's from Kansas. Now, BK, this is a game, but this is a TikTok, so we shouldn't get in trouble. We're going to hear how the commentators, play-by-play color guys, pronounce my man Luke's name. All right, check it out.
Take it here, fakes the handoff to Smith, and he'll run right behind him, and Luke Negaman in for his first touchdown in the jungle in this distance. Fakes the handoff. He goes to the outside. Same play as earlier. Negaman with the touchdown.
It's Negaman. There's no nega. There's nothing that's silent. It's Luke Negaman. That's my guy. He's my favorite player in college football. Let's get him an NIL deal to every soul food joint in Pittsburgh. Let's have him in there signing autographs.
But he's playing in Pittsburgh, Kansas.
Oh, that's Pittsburgh, Kansas?
Yes, he's playing for the Gorillas.
Oh, hey. Even better. Yes. Luke N-word. No, say the name. Y'all can say it.
No, we can't.
Yes, you can. He's
no, we can't.
Chip Negaman. Come on.
You are killing me.
What?
I'm going to let you say it every time.
Come on, man.
I'm just going to say the quarterback for the Pittsburgh State Gorillas.
Nah, he's a tight end. They were just running them Wildcat.
Oh.
They're running them Wildcat. But, yeah, like, he's a threat. He's a problem. I need him D1 now.
How did you find this guy?
It's social media. Come on. Did someone social media did their work? They did their thing. People are coming up. This is what look what the fans are saying. Hey, 86 with a poster. I can't say your name.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm speaking for all black people out there. Say the name, y'all. Say the name. Y'all can say that this is where it's okay. It's never okay. This is a time where it's okay. That's my Luke Negaman.
You're luring me into a trap.
My Negaman. I know, Jonathan. Like it's not bad. He's not racist.
What do you mean? I don't want to say this name.
Worked with black men your whole career. We know you're not racist. It's a name.
Right. And then he plays for the Pittsburgh State Gorillas.
Okay, now y'all are taking it to a slippery slope. I ain't going all the way there. I'm just saying my man Luke Negaman is the GOAT. Noah Kanega, sorry, bro. You're no longer my favorite player. You're still my nega. But Noah Kanega, I got a new favorite player, and his name is Luke Nigaman. Amazing.
Oh my God.
Absolutely amazing.
I've been covering college football for 34 years. I've never heard names like these two players.
Yo, Phil Steele just had Nega in Phil Steele's magazine. That's
Phil
the big
Steele
story.
had it spelled Nigga without the KN.
You gonna make me catch a cramp. You gonna make me catch a cramp. It is easy, Ronald. It doesn't sound easy. It is easy. Nigaman. It's a name. It's the kid's name.
Okay.
Let's see if Patrick Matt will say it. What's up, fellas?
Not a chance. Listen, Zay, I will tell you a life lesson you learn really quick when you get to hang out with a lot of different cultures. Anytime someone from one culture says, I speak for all these people, they don't. They don't at all. Just word of advice to everybody. When one goes, no, you can say it. I give you a pass. It's not a free pass. Don't say it. It's a way to get in trouble.
Why is this happening this year?
It's like their names. They can't help their names. They can't help.
I've covered college football for 34 years. I've never seen names like these.
Well, first of all, you never saw any name in the Pittsburgh State Gorillas roster. So somewhat like that name would have gone completely escaped without social media.
Yo, man. And he's been interviewed. Lovely woman. That's journalist. She's said his name. I'm here with Luke Nigaman. They just say it.
Well,
it just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, Zay, they're in Kansas. They say it a lot.
Hey, see you tomorrow.
Can I go with you? I love you guys, man. Have a good show, Matt, Patrick. I'll be cool. Oh, man.
Oh, good weekend. All right, let's get into it here. Welcome into Open Gym on Texas. There's sometimes we carry on the conversation from them. Not today. Not today. Move right along. No. Welcome into Open Gym here on Texas Sports Unfiltered. It is Pittsburgh, Kansas, Jack. Pittsburgh, Kansas. So we told you about the California, Pennsylvania that the player played for San Diego State or for UTEP. I can't remember which one, but he played there. Myself, Better Davis, alongside Matt Galatzan here on Texas Sports Unfiltered. And, of course, you guys, the third member of Open Gym. Text lines open 512-222-9328. And, of course, on the chat, Facebook, Twitch, X, and on YouTube. A lot to get into today. Going to get into a little conversation about the young guys on Texas who maybe finally got to play against Sam Houston and maybe some guys who earned some more playing time because Sark talked about that. So I want to get into that in just a minute. A little bit later in the show, we'll get into our reactions in hour two. Of course, the Mike Gundy news. There's injury news. There's tons of stuff coming down the pike right now. Matt, releases in the NFL for the Texans. It's been a busy one on a Tuesday today, man.
I mean, if this injury stuff ends up being what it sounds like it's going to be, Texas might have just gotten extremely lucky. I don't want this to be the case whatsoever.
No, but
it's really unfortunate news. So
yeah, if you had not heard the news, we told you yesterday, DJ Lagway's back in a boot. All reports are around that he should be fine for Texas. They have a bye week this week. And then he's expected to be okay. We're guessing it's a precautionary measure. Then the news that broke today, just a little bit ago, was that John Mateer has a broken bone in his hand, his throwing hand, and is undergoing surgery tomorrow to deal with it. And the report of when he will be back is the kind of big topic right now, because the low end is 3 weeks, which is post-Texas most likely. And the high end is sometime this season. So they say it's usually about a month recovery. Young guys, you never know. How fast do you stick a guy who runs the football as well and uses that hand all the time? How fast do you feel comfortable sticking him back out there, risking further injury? We're going to get into some coaching hot seats when we talk about Mike Gundy and that Brent Venables seat. That temperature this afternoon just changed, didn't it?
I mean, I think everything's changed this afternoon, man.
Everything's
changed.
It is big news because we talked all, and again, I'm going to knock on wood that I hope it's nothing that major, that it is a really minor surgery and they get everything fixed. I would love to play Oklahoma with John Mateer. I would love to beat Oklahoma with John Mateer as a Texas team. That's what I think would be best for Texas, best for the game of football. I don't wish injury on any of these young men. So I'm not wishing for any of that. But when we see what happens, and it is what happened now, playing these guys, the fact they played him the rest of the game, I don't think you probably could have hurt it any worse. If he broke the bone, it could explain maybe why his throwing was not, why they weren't throwing the ball as much. I don't know why you're still running John Mateer with a broken hand. But I don't know if they didn't know it was broken at the time. We can say that they didn't know it was broken. His hand just hurt and he's like, I'm going to keep playing. But shutting down John Mateer is a big piece for this Oklahoma team that, as we kept saying, like, he's running the ball a lot. He's doing a lot of, in this offense, but he's the offense. He is the entire offense. What do you do without John Mateer? And that is now the big question for Oklahoma is they do get a bye week this week to try and figure it out. You see how much they've been getting their backups ready. I assume Hawkins is their backup quarterback still.
I'm looking that up right now.
So, but, I don't know if we've seen a depth chart from Oklahoma to say if he's the number 2. I haven't seen a depth chart. I've seen unofficial ones, not an official one. But
yeah,
seeing
the unofficial one says Michael Hawkins Jr., which is who Texas faced last year. I don't know. Listen. This is a very bizarre thing to me because I thought he played really, really well against Auburn. His completion percentage wasn't exactly what it usually is, but for the most part, he seemed fine. He was running the ball. And then the timing of this is pretty strange too. You would have imagined that, they would have tried to do surgery immediately, like Monday, but they waited a couple days. I guess he had to undergo some testing. I mean, depending on how long he's out, this could completely change the face of the Big 12. Like he's been Superman through the SEC. This could be. I mean, he's been Superman for them for the last few weeks. When you have a guy like that at quarterback, you can beat anybody. Yeah. And, I don't know, man. I feel really bad for Oklahoma and Oklahoma fans right now because this could be a major, major, major thing.
Yeah. And I mean, I can kind of understand it in college football, especially on a bye week where you're not necessarily, and you just go, well, let's, your hand hurts. Let's wait a day because we don't assume it's a broken bone. And we're just going to say, you played the rest of the game. You probably didn't have a broken bone. So we're going to assume you sprained somewhere. So why don't you wait a day, come back in on Monday or Tuesday? And I guess they came in today and did the x-ray. And then they're like, we'll put you in on Wednesday. But yeah, I'm guessing they gave him like a day or two to try and just get it better. And then he came back in and was like, oh yeah, it's swollen and hurts a lot. They're like, oh, probably should have come back in Sunday if it was still this bad. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure for him too, he doesn't want to, he wants it to get better in 2 weeks and play at Kent State. He had a Heisman Trophy. He's a Heisman Trophy front runner.
Yep.
He went from Washington State to the Heisman Trophy front runner. You have to think that kid doesn't want to miss any time whatsoever. So the first stories we'd heard was they were considering surgery and maybe not, for whatever. It does feel like at least Oklahoma is trying to do the right thing in this moment and get him fixed up to where he'll be good enough. And I think they understand too. They're like, if 3 weeks is the case, we can play Texas. And even if we lose to Texas and you're back a week after that, you're there for the rest of we can win Kent State without you. We think we can. So we have a bye week Kent State. We can be a 1-loss team when you get back. And then we'll be fine. So let's deal with this now. And I get it's a rivalry game. I get we really, really want to win that. But if we're a 1-loss team when we get to you, then we're fine. Now the question is that the reality of coming back, Are you rushing him back? What's going to be your protocol to get him back? All that stuff is kind of up in the air.
I'm not sure they're going to be fine if they lose to Texas, honestly, Patrick. Because, I mean, yeah, they will be a one-loss team at that point because Kent State is horrendously bad.
Yeah.
Look at what Florida State just did to them. But after Texas, they have to go to South Carolina. They play Ole Miss. They go to Tennessee. They go to Alabama. They have Missouri at home, and then they have LSU at home.
No, I get that. I'm not
brutal stretch.
I'm not stating that. I'm saying of if they get John Mateer back the week after a Texas loss, then they feel better about having a healthy John Mateer a week after that than like I can see why they're like, let's just get the surgery done because if we wait, it's going to be the season.
Yeah,
like
no, I get what you're saying. I'm not sure they would have survived that schedule with John Mateer anyway, because that might be the hardest second half of a schedule in the country. Like I thought Florida's schedule was tough on the front end. This schedule on the back end, because we didn't think Missouri was going to be this good. I don't think we thought Ole Miss was going to be as good as they are. So they have a really tough road.
Yeah, we thought Tennessee was not going to be what they were without Iamaliava. Got it.
There you go. And that's not the only thing either. It's like they might be in danger of losing their offensive coordinator because he's a primary candidate for every single coaching job that has come up so far. UCLA, Oklahoma State, his name is being mentioned with all of those. I have a hard time believing he would leave during the regular season, but like that's something that's in the back of their minds. Like it just seems like Oklahoma can't have nice things. You know what I mean? It's like
well,
they have this Heisman Trophy quarterback who comes in through the first 4 weeks, and now he's hurt. They go in the transfer portal and they get this, do it all running back. He hasn't done anything so far. He's been kind of banged up. Now their offensive coordinator, who's like this wonderkind who everybody's blown away with, is already being mentioned as a head coach for multiple coaching positions. It's like, it's brutal.
Yeah, I can't imagine he'd leave in a season. Like he has to know better. He'd be like, I don't want to take over because I'm not going to win with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only reason I'm doing it is to start recruiting, but like this season's a loss. So my record will start with like a losing record. And I have to overcome that. I don't know if you'd want to go into either one of those places because there's so many problems at both of those places right now. And Joe, you're like, I get it. The 3 to 4 weeks. So the recovery is supposed to be a month. It's supposed to be a simple procedure. But so could it be longer? Sure. I will say Brent Venable or John Mateer's pain tolerance is strong enough that he finished that Auburn game playing with it. Apparently happened in the first quarter is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
So he played 3 quarters with it. I get adrenaline's running. I get everything else, but he went in at halftime, came back out and played more with that hand. So as long as the stitches are healed, it feels like he's going to want to go out there and play.
Yeah. And he's a tough dude.
So I get the concept. And for Brent Venables, you can't tell your team he's going to be gone for 6 weeks. You can't tell him he's going to be gone for 6 weeks if the doctor says it could be 3. But I think John Mateer. Look, it is hilarious if DJ Lagway and John Mateer both don't play against Texas. The mythology will be that they're scared that they're going to get Carson Becht. But
oh yeah, you absolutely prep for John Mateer because I don't think that Michael Hawkins Jr. is a guy that scares you. It's I saw a bizarre stat, Patrick. Billy Lucci just tweeted this, and I want to make sure I get this exactly right, so I'm going to pull it up on my phone. If Texas doesn't face Mateer or Lagway in their next 2 games, that's something like 7 backup QBs faced in their 10 SEC games.
That's crazy.
I don't know that that's actually true. I'd have to go back and look. But if he's right about that, that is nuts.
I mean, you look, we played Florida last year. There was a backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of where else.
I think.
I mean, Oklahoma was technically a backup quarterback last year.
Yeah, technically Oklahoma, technically Florida. Gunnar Stockton got in with Georgia.
Yeah.
who else did they play? Diego
Mississippi State
Pavia
was Van
played.
Buren, right? So that was another one.
Yeah, Mississippi State. So that's 4 last year, at least. And then this year, if it's, I mean, I think that's actually 6. I'd have to go back and look at every game because I think
probably another one. A quarterback got benched or something by the time we got to him.
I think Kentucky's backup came in against Texas at one point. Yeah. So, it's a little bit of a stretch of a stat, but that's still pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, and it's one of those things. There's not really. Yeah, I guess Marcel Reed would have counted too.
No, I wouldn't count Marcel Reed because he had been a starter.
He might be though. He might be.
Yeah,
he might be counting Marcel Reed as not the starter at the beginning of the season. I'd say that if he's just counting them all, that is a count of he was not supposed to be the starter.
Yeah, in that case, you're kind of massaging the stat to your own benefit.
I get that. That's a lot of what sports journalists do now. They massage the stats.
You get a slant towards your team. You gotta emphasize it.
So yeah, definitely an interesting piece there for Texas going into that one. I want to get to the Texas talk first, and then we'll get to the coaching hot seat and Mike Gundy. So we'll separate our Oklahoma talk. If we want, we don't want to put those two next to each other, but we'll get into Mike Gundy too, because there's plenty to talk about. Billy Lucci stretching the truth is shocking. CB, not that man. We know he'll come out. If it does happen, it will be the top piece of his story. The only reason Texas is a one-loss team is because somehow the SEC is injuring quarterbacks for Texas.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to get in this conversation with you, and I want to get into it with everybody out there too, because I'm kind of curious. I was looking at it, and Sark talked a lot about how this week for Texas, that it was going to be a week for kind of going through with the position coaches and the running back room especially, but a lot of the different places and figuring out who really has earned the playing time, who's earned the snaps, where do you feel comfortable with guys, who gets into that so-called circle of trust, and, what do you feel going into the season now that your team seems like it should be healing up a little bit better? How do you feel about these guys, and who are you ready to put maybe on your second string? So if an injury does happen, knock on wood, that he'll be able to. This is the guy we feel should be able to step in because we saw him play a little bit. And I want to get your opinion, Matt, and of course the people on the chat and text line too, about some guys. We'll start in the offense. Some of the guys you think probably earned some more playing time in the non-conference, probably especially Sam Houston would be for some of these guys, because that was the only time it felt offensively like they really got a lot of guys put in there. But where do you start of somebody that you just go, well, this guy, you can't leave him on the bench. He's got to at least get involved in the system somewhere.
Well, I think the easy answer is all of the young tight ends. Each of them has their own purpose that they've served within this offense. I feel like Nick Townsend probably has the highest ceiling out of that group, but Jordan Washington has been really, really good. Spencer Shannon's been good blocking. So, I mean, all three of those guys, I think, deserve to keep playing. I think Dalen McCutcheon is another guy that the more and more he plays, the more comfortable he's getting with Arch and the more productive he's being. So, I mean, that's at least 4 guys on the offense that right off the top of my head. Based on the guys that came in kind of later in the game. I mean, I guess you could also consider James Simon. It's just like once Trey Wisner and CJ Baxter get back, it's going to be kind of hard to play 5 running backs.
But that's what we talked about a little bit. But yeah, who's your third string running back? If you're going and you say this is the third guy at running back that you feel comfortable playing, that you feel like this is the dude I'd want. He's number 3, and then number 4, and then James Simon's probably still number 5. No matter what. So how do you put it that way, or does Simon move up ahead of somebody?
I think Simon moves up ahead of Christian Clark, honestly. Okay. But Jarrett Gibson would be the guy that I would play third, just based on the last couple weeks. And if he fumbles, then he goes immediately back down to the bottom. But as long as he's holding on to the ball, I think he's your number 3 back pretty easily. And like, there's some younger offensive linemen too. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that Nick Brooks is a guy, for example, that he got his first action against Sam Houston State, and when he was out there, it was really impressive what he did. he's still got a lot of work to do, so maybe that's not really a realistic scenario. But I mean, you got a lot of young guys in offense you can play. Maybe in Kalik Lockett, like he's been pretty good. I think the season's probably kind of passed Jamie French by and Michael Terry by, so those guys probably aren't going to really get much of an opportunity unless it's late in the blowout. And that's nothing against them. I just think that they're coming along a little bit slower than Kalik Lockett and Dalen McCutcheon. So I mean, that's 5, 6, 7 guys on offense that all of them really played against Sam Houston State and in some of these other games, and they've all played pretty well so far. So I think that going into SEC play, you can feel pretty comfortable about all those guys.
Another name, Aaron Butler, is an interesting one that he looked all right, a little bit in Sam Houston, that maybe gets himself at least a snap or two somewhere along the line. I think he looked okay and was out in the right place a lot of the time, doing what he needed to be doing. What about on the defensive end of the ball? I think that, there were some guys that we were expecting to step up a little bit more, and then we see where it ends. And, so we can say, unfortunately, Colton Vosick doesn't seem like, for whatever reason, just doesn't seem like it has clicked so far this season for him. And some other guys maybe passed him by. So when we look at it that way, kind of that edge room defensive line, we knew a lot of guys are going to play. It's probably going to short down a little bit. Is there anybody you knock out kind of that rotation now? Because we know it's like they're 6 deep at D-line. It's interior. They're probably 5 or 6 deep at the edge. Who are your top guys that you're like, these guys have to be on the field as much as possible, that you feel like maybe your leaders?
I feel like Colton Vosick has kind of been passed by a little bit, which is disappointing because I think he's a really talented guy. But it seems like Lance Jackson has come along really quickly. Brad Spence has been good when he's gotten in. Zena Yumeo Zulu has been really good. So those guys kind of seem like they've passed him by in terms of the edge rushers. Going alongside Ethan Burke and Colin Simmons and Trey Moore as well. So, I mean, that's 5 deep. If you have to have a 6th guy, it's probably Colton Vosick. But right now, that seems like the 5 guys that you would play there. Justin Terry got a substantial look against Sam Houston State. I think he played well when he got in. I was on the field, so I couldn't see it as well during that stretch for the most part, but he got in there. I think your defensive tackle rotation is set. I think that your edge rusher room is set. The linebackers are probably set as well. The only other thing that's kind of up in the air for me is how much does Kobe Black play going forward, in rotation with Jalen Gilbo, and can Warren Roberson get into the star conversation with Grayson Littleton? I think Grayson Littleton has that position kind of locked down. But, Warren Roberson's looked good in that spot, and so is Wardell Mack when he's got an opportunity. So the good thing is you have a lot of depth there in case of an injury. But as far as like young guys coming in, like Jonah Williams got on the field, and I thought he did well. He was in the right place a lot of the time, and he had an opportunity for an interception if he could have had like an extra step on a tip ball, but he just couldn't quite get there. But I don't think that he's really a guy that you're going to see a ton of, at least for a while. I don't know. Derek Williams seems like he's earned a lot more playing time as well. So, I mean, there's so much depth there, man. It's
that depth in the secondary is, just on the defense in general, it makes you feel good. But yeah, I'm wondering how much, and I think it kind of depends on like what the Florida offense really looks like. If that Florida offense is continuing to struggle, you'll probably see more and more substitutions, and you will see them rotate, on a day in Gainesville, who, we don't know what the temperature is going to be in 2 weeks, but you would assume it's going to be muggy at least, and a little bit hot. So if we assume that it's going to be that, then we say, okay, you want to keep your guys fresh so that there isn't that late surge in what we assume will be a somewhat close game. I don't know if it'll be super close, but Florida's hung with teams the last few weeks that are really good teams. So if we say they've hung with some guys that we didn't think they would hang with at LSU and Miami, there's no reason to believe they wouldn't be able to hang with us just defensively. So I think, you'd like to be able to rotate your defense and keep your guys fresh in that game. And so a lot of young guys could probably still play in that Florida game. I don't know offensively. It's going to be a little bit more. I don't know how much rotation you'll get offensively. Maybe at the wide receiver, probably at the tight end. But you assume they're going to try and stick with the running backs. That's one you really hope is a good game for CJ Baxter too, going back to Florida.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just kind of a piece that I've been a little interested in. If anybody wants to throw in a name that they think should get more playing time, throw those in. Go for it.
There's another guy who I think will be chomping at the bit to get on the field against Florida, and he's kind of buried on the depth chart right now. But I feel like if he got into the game, he would be playing with his hair on fire. That's Xavier Filsaime, because he was gonna. He I think he flipped from Florida to Texas, or he at least was down to Florida and Texas. And when he flipped, he got an earful from Gator fans on social media. So I bet he wants.
I don't believe that. An athlete getting trouble when they flip. I don't believe that at all.
Man, they came after me too. Like just for reporting that he committed to Texas, they came after me in my mentions on Twitter. It was bizarre, man. Those people are weird.
See, I thought it was chomping at the bit. Is it not? Is it champing at the bit?
No, it's chomping, I think.
I don't know. I feel like I've been asked this question before, and I don't.
Let's ask Google.
Yeah, ask the AI. The AI knows all, right? Jordan Johnson-Rubel as well has done a really great job as a young guy for this Texas team. Yeah, that secondary is just stacked. You're right there, Alan. That's a good shout out for Johnson-Rubel.
It's you can use both according to Google.
Okay, thanks, Google. You really solved our problem. I've always thought it was chomping at the bit, but I'm a fat guy, so I chomp a lot. So I think that maybe I've not been as champion as many things as I have chomped. Just tell you so I go with chomping at the bit, but I don't know. I don't know which one's correct. Matt, we didn't get into it yesterday, so I wanted to bring it up today. I was able to pull together the amount of times everybody's played each other in the SEC schedule for next season, 2026. I believe the next 4 years comes out at 6 p.m. Comes out right after our show, right?
Yeah, it comes out tonight.
So it'll come out tonight. So we'll know tomorrow. On our show, we'll talk a little bit more about what Texas sees next year. Thankfully, they did it for us in a bye week. Really nice guys. Thanks. But they did announce the teams that should be playing each other 4 times each time over the next 4 years. And for the most part, this list seems pretty good, right? So I went down and I will tell you the 5 most played matchups. If you may get this, I don't know if you have the guesses of which is the most played matchup or which one is the most played matchup. Do you want to throw out the guess for the most before I name you the top 5?
I want to say it's Georgia and Auburn.
Georgia and Auburn is 111 times. That is not cracked the top 5.
Wow. Okay. Give me one more guess.
Okay.
It can't be Texas and Texas A&M.
No, that is 4th at 119.
Man. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was Georgia Auburn, but I guess not.
So your number 5 is Tennessee versus Vanderbilt. They have played 118 times. Texas versus Texas A&M is 119. Tied for second is Texas versus Oklahoma at 120. So just one more than Texas versus Texas A&M. So Texas on that list twice. Clearly 2 big rivals there. The Arkansas game is 80. We played it in Arkansas 80 times. So still up there. But a lot of teams played around 100. Tennessee versus Kentucky, also 120 times. So Tennessee on the list twice too. And your number 1, Matt, I thought you might know this. Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. 121 times, Matt. 121 times.
I would not have guessed that. Hold on.
There's a sneeze, Matt. But yeah, Ole Miss versus Mississippi State 121 times is your most played rivalry in the new pickup. So all those are on there. All those make sense of the most played rivalries. We do know, because I said it yesterday, which is the least played rivalry in the new rivalry settings, which is Ole Miss versus Oklahoma. That's twice. They played once last year. They played once in the Independence Bowl in 1999.
Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. Do you have the records for those games in front of you?
I do not. I can look them up, though.
Okay, I'm just curious what the spread is on Tennessee and Vanderbilt. I feel like it's probably 115-3 or something crazy like that.
I mean, I imagine that it's not great, but yeah, it is.
Because like I get when you play people a lot, it's technically a rivalry, but it just seems like that's. I mean, okay, I found it. 80-33. That's not a rivalry.
No, but they're in state. They're in state. Like, when you're saying you have to pick 3, Tennessee doesn't have 3.
Okay, yes, that's true.
So I'm fine with those. Like those in-state ones make sense. Like South Carolina, Florida is one where I'm like, South Carolina just doesn't have really the rivalries in conference. So they go Georgia, Kentucky, and Florida, and they've only played Florida 44 times, but it's there. They're there. Mm-hmm. So I get why you're doing it. So those ones all make sense. So then if you don't know, here's the other ones that are the lowest ranked or the lowest times they've played each other. Missouri versus Arkansas is 15 times. Missouri versus Texas A&M is 17 times. So Missouri really low in there. Missouri's other opponent is Oklahoma, who they played 98 times. So Missouri did that one makes sense. The other two are just like Missouri didn't play anybody in the SEC. So Missouri kind of got stuck out. They're the odd man out in this. Vanderbilt versus Mississippi State 24 times. And finally, Kentucky versus South Carolina 36 times. So those are your lowest 5 totals. I tried to go through and find ones that matched up better and try to find it, and it's just not there. Missouri didn't play anybody. So Missouri has some matchups, but you're having to take away like really hundreds of times these two teams have played. And even though you're right, it's not the same thing. There's no real reason to take that away to put them in a matchup with, Missouri. They played like 25 times. So they're not really there. Oklahoma doesn't really have a lot other than Texas and Missouri. They don't have a third team that they've played a lot. Even A&M isn't a lot. And I can guarantee A&M probably would bitch and moan all day long if they had to play 2 Big 12 teams. So they went ahead and gave them LSU to calm them down.
If they had 3, Texas and Missouri and Oklahoma, that would be 3 Big 12 teams. Yeah.
No, they definitely bitch and moan about that. So they gave them LSU to calm down.
Well, and they love that. They love that rivalry, that game. They think it's a rivalry. It's not, but they love that game. The Missouri and Arkansas one makes sense because I believe they're border states, aren't they?
Yeah.
So regionally, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only thing I can think of there. The one that makes no sense to me whatsoever, obviously, is Oklahoma and Ole Miss. Like it was almost like they went through the entire list and did everybody's, and then they were like, "Well, shit, we don't have one more for Ole Miss."
They went Missouri, and they went like we don't have anybody else for Oklahoma, and Ole Miss. We'll give them Oklahoma. We'll just throw that one in for them. Why not? Why not throw that in? It makes no sense. They played twice. But I went through to try and figure out how many more bad ones there were. And just historically, these two teams have at least played a mass number of times and are geographically located by each other. So I think they did a pretty good job figuring it out when, we pick things basically for ourselves. We're like, well, we have these 3, and then those guys make sense over there. I'm sure it was a little bit harder to do that. But yeah, Missouri and Oklahoma were probably the 2 hardest 2 teams to add in because for Texas, it was easy coming in because we already had natural rivals there. Mm-hmm. But for Oklahoma and Missouri, those 2 teams just don't really have natural rivals in the SEC. Florida's a little bit odd. They've just been in the SEC long enough now. I think it's evened out. But they have South Carolina, which is 44 times, Kentucky 65 times. Then they have Georgia, which makes sense, 102 times. So Florida's a little bit because they don't have an in-state rival in the SEC.
I'm looking at this list right now. I think Ole Miss instead of Oklahoma should have had Vanderbilt, but I think that because they've played a ton, and that was their protected rival back when there was East and West divisions.
Yeah.
But if you gave Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt, I think people would have rioted.
Yeah. And I mean, also throwing the fact, I don't think Ole Miss, Oklahoma was a reason. I think Ole Miss got stuck with Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was just like Oklahoma was the last kid not dancing with the girl at the dance. And the chaperone came over and said, "You want to dance with Timmy? You want to dance?" And they said, all right. Timmy came over. Yeah. So I think it was much more that Oklahoma just had nobody else. And so they stuck them there together. Because that's kind of where you had to start it. Some of these, like, who the hell is, we know the one. I'm sure you got like one or two, and then teams like Tennessee probably had six. They're like, it's just been around for long enough that, you know, LSU has a bunch that they could have gone with as well. I'm sure the LSU Alabama one. I'm sure LSU would have preferred to have Alabama over Texas A&M.
Yeah.
They did not get that.
So they would have
So
preferred Florida as well.
yeah, I think LSU is probably the saddest one of this, because they get Arkansas, who they played 69 times, which is nice, and Texas A&M 60 times, and then Ole Miss is 108. So Ole Miss and LSU is fine, but the other two, they probably would have been like, "Well, give us like Alabama and Florida." Now, actually, they probably have been like, "Give us Mississippi State and Vanderbilt again," but we'll take Mississippi and Kentucky. Mississippi State and Kentucky. We'll take those two. But just for rivalries and games that you want to see, you'd want to get an Alabama and a Florida.
Yeah, I mean, so if I was going through and doing this, I probably would have given LSU Florida, just because like that was their protected rival back when there was divisions as well. Those fan bases hate each other with a passion, so that's like a really good rivalry that you're missing out on. And obviously they can still play each other, you know, with the other remaining 6 games or whatever it is. But the good thing is they're going to be able to go back and change this in 4 years if something's not working.
Yeah.
If they feel like, you know, one team should be flip-flopped somewhere else, or whatever the case may be. Maybe if there's a shift in the balance of power in the SEC and someone comes up out of nowhere and someone drops out of nowhere to the bottom, like maybe that'll change things up. I don't know. But the good thing is it's not cemented in stone forever, and they can go back and change it every 4 years.
And like, I keep seeing this. Yeah, No says it too. Why does Texas have to play Arkansas? Because Arkansas's biggest rival is Texas. That's why.
And Texas's third biggest rival is
Arkansas. I get that. But I get now people don't care about Arkansas. They don't want to play Arkansas. They don't want to deal with it. That nobody wants to go to Fayetteville. They call it Fayette-Nam for a reason. Nobody wants to go there. More people would prefer to vacation in Vietnam than Fayetteville, Arkansas. It is what it is. But this is not a world where Texas gets to walk in the SEC and dictate what we do to everybody. Arkansas wants to play Texas. So that we get 2 rivals. Arkansas gets to pick us, not even if we don't want it or not. Now, we probably do want it. Higher ups, the people who are donating the billions of dollars to Texas to have these big classes and everything else, those guys want Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
They want to now. I mean, I'm sure they'd like to go to LSU, Tennessee, or Alabama. Also, throw this in. No, we don't need to play the best teams every year. I'm fine with playing in Arkansas. I'm kind of fine with playing a team that is a lower expectation, because we'll see tonight. Tonight, you will find out how SEC football is going to look in the next couple of years. And my guess is we're not going to be asking for any more hard games. Looking at what we're going to see tonight. That's my assumption. Am I wrong on that, Matt?
No, you're right. And so if you go back, I know that we don't necessarily think that they're just going to do well, Oklahoma gets Texas's schedule from last year, and Texas gets Oklahoma's schedule from last year.
Not because they're supposed to be doing it 4 years for everybody.
Right. But if you look at the teams that Texas hasn't played yet, okay, let's go through their schedule that we know that they have first, right?
Yeah.
It's Texas State, Ohio State, UTSA, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and A&M. That's 6 teams.
Yeah.
There's 7 teams in the SEC that they haven't played yet. Now, does this mean they're going to face 6 of those 7? No, not necessarily. But you haven't played Alabama in the SEC yet. You haven't played Auburn, LSU, Missouri, Ole Miss, South Carolina, or Tennessee. If you come out there next season and you have as your SEC schedule Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Alabama, LSU, and Tennessee, I think you're going to be like, oh, thank God we have Arkansas on our schedule.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And Joe, I get it. I get that a number of Texas fans don't care about Arkansas, whether because they're younger and they weren't around for the Arkansas rivalry, or just because they're like, it's too long ago. I just don't care. Like, they're not good enough. I want to play good teams. I get that concept. But Ole Miss and Oklahoma don't care about each other, and they got stuck together. Like, it's not a perfect system where we just get to pick. Because again, if A&M got to pick their rivals, we wouldn't be on it. Like, I'm just telling you, A&M would not play Texas if they did not have to, because they don't want to deal with it. And I've talked to A&M people who believe that way too. They're like, oh, you guys just treat us like little brothers. We don't want to be there. We're like, we want to play you guys. They're like, no, you don't. You just want to beat us. Like, well, we want to beat, but you want to beat us, right? They're like, we don't even want to beat you anymore. Like, that's a weird thing. All right. So Texas A&M would not schedule us if they did not have to. If they could pick their rivals, it would be LSU. It would probably be Alabama, because of one Johnny Manziel game. So that's a natural rivalry because you had one game where you beat them. And then I don't know. Maybe they go with like an Arkansas or Missouri or somebody like that. Maybe they go.
You know what I would do, or what I would have done for Texas, is I would have, if I was doing this and I got to pull the strings and pick the three teams that I wanted Texas to play every single year,
yeah,
I would have picked LSU over Arkansas, because I think that has the potential to be a badass rivalry if they play each other.
Oh, it seems it's the most fun place to go.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be against LSU at 11 a.m. I know, man. You all Texas games 11 a.m. We're playing at only locations I want to go to.
Yeah, in every single Texas LSU game in Baton Rouge would be at night, by the way.
Okay. Well, because Brian Kelly says they're 17-0 at night this season.
They play every time they play at home in the SEC, it seems like it's at night. Like, Lane Kiffin was bitching about this yesterday because Ole Miss and LSU got scheduled at 2:30, and he was like, I guarantee you when we go to LSU next year, that game's going to be at night. And then they're going to come back here the year after that, and it's going to be at 2:30 or 11, and then we're going to go back there the year after that, and it's going to be at night, because they just seem to get all the night games.
No, Joe, I get it. I get the champs don't duck anybody, and you want to see the best games and all. I get that. I like the concept. Yes, it did, CB. But I get the concept, Joe. There's a bit more realism in it for me, and I'm trying to think of it from the SEC and the other teams' perspectives a little bit too, that if we said champs don't duck anybody, there's several teams in the SEC who would laugh us out of the room, because they're like, when's your last national championship? It's okay. We've got like 4 since then. We've Auburn's going to laugh us out of the room. That's not okay. Auburn should not be able to laugh us out of a room. But Cam Newton was more recent than Vince Young, so they would even laugh us out of the room. So I'm just in the concept of the SEC. That's why you go, because there are a lot of national champions from here. There are a lot of great players from here. So I think that there is a reason that it is set up this way. I get the concept that we would love it to be that everything does continue to revolve around us, because it kind of felt like it did a little bit when we first came in. I think the rest of the SEC is quite happy it's not anymore. They're not revolving as much around Texas. But yeah, I think, the Arkansas one I get. It's their biggest rival is Texas. They wanted to pick it. I think they're probably the only team in the SEC other than Oklahoma who would, on a list of 3 teams to play, pick Texas. I don't know if any other team would pick Texas other than Arkansas and Oklahoma. I know A&M would not.
I think LSU would. I think Georgia would.
LSU might, but LSU again has rivals. Now they'd pick us over Texas A&M, and they'd pick us over Arkansas. But I think they would pick Florida, and they'd pick Alabama.
I think if LSU had their pick, they would pick Alabama, Florida, and Texas, and they would leave Ole Miss out of it.
Yeah, they might do that too. But yeah, but then again, we also look, if it was ADs, they'd be like, everybody wants Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt.
So I do the Locked On Aggies podcast, and when they announced this, we had to send in a video of what our projections were for like who we think the three rivals should be for each team. And for A&M, I was like, it should be Texas, it should be LSU, and it should be Arkansas, which is what I think is what they ended up getting, isn't it?
For A&M?
Or,
Yeah,
sorry, Missouri instead of Arkansas.
Yeah.
But I said Arkansas. Anyway, almost every single other person who sent in their projection had either Mississippi State, some combination of two of Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt for every other school. Except for BK, who does Locked On Longhorns, he had Texas A&M, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. That was the only other one that was different.
So everybody else went easy on theirs.
Yes.
Come on now. But that is SEC. Joe, you're right. Texas should not adopt the SEC bad habits like yearly FCS opponents. We shouldn't. I don't think we will. I think there's enough FBS schools in Texas that it's never really going to be necessary to do. Like, it'd be harder to get an FCS opponent at some point than just continue to play the UTEPs and Texas States. And I mean, Texas State's even D1, but
yeah, I mean, you could do UTEP, Texas State,
get better.
Rice, UTSA.
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch. There's a bunch.
And Houston now.
Yeah, and Houston, who's technically would be a Power 5 opponent that you could.
Well, no, I'm saying Sam Houston, who we just played.
Oh, Sam Houston, yeah.
But
Sam
Houston. There's schools like that all over Texas that you can find that are FBS schools. So I don't think that they have to do it to make it make sense and do it in state, and the people that won't, it's not a big travel for them to come get you. It's harder to be like, let's get Sacramento State to fly in.
I bet they would, though.
I know they would, but I also, that's the team you don't want to, because Sacramento State produces really good talent. They're never good there. They produce really good talent out of the transfer portal. Sacramento State does historically. Cam Scattaboo. The kid, Danny Scudero, was a Sacramento State kid as well. There's some different. There's more names than that, by the way. But their quarterback now is supposed to be good too. From what I've heard,
their head coach is also Brendan Marion, who used to be with Texas.
Oh, did he go there now?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I like Brendan Marion. Let's get into another conversation here, Matt, because we put it off a little bit. Somebody who would definitely complain about the schedule if he was in the SEC, Mike Gundy, was fired today. This is a bit surprising. Like, we knew it was coming. Let's put it this way. I don't think any of us thought Mike Gundy was going to be the coach of Oklahoma State next year. There was a chance, but once he lost to Tulane, you're like, it seems like the writing's on the wall. But the question was, how bad is the relationship between Mike Gundy and Oklahoma State that they're going to push him out the door? I've seen reports today that they did offer him to finish out the season and retire, which he declined. So they did try to at least say, at the end of the year, but I think they wanted him to retire and not step down and go somewhere else to coach, which Mike Gundy, of course, at least wants to still be alive in the coaching world. He's not too old to go back into coaching by any means. I don't know why he'd want to coach again because of how much he hates NIL, but that's kind of the legacy of Mike Gundy now. At least at the end, 21 years at Oklahoma State, by far the best coach Oklahoma State football has ever seen. Eventually it's going to be Mike Gundy Field or Mike Gundy Stadium or wherever they named it. They're going to name it after him because he is the guy for Oklahoma State that brought them to being a perennial, not only bowl team, but a perennial power that could be playing for conference championships. A team that, if the playoffs had been around 10 years ago, they would have been a team that made the playoffs several times out of the Big 12. So I think that his legacy has been there. He's also been a legacy of being very outspoken, saying whatever the hell was on his mind. His rants, his raves, and his hatred of NIL, his hatred of the transfer portal, and complete and total lack of wanting to get the man. And Banks, he is a man, he is unemployed, and he got paid a lot to be unemployed. I believe it's only $15 million to be unemployed, but I believe it's $15 million that he would pretty much get today to be let go. So he's doing just fine. Not to mention the millions of dollars he made every single year coaching at Oklahoma State. But Matt, were you surprised at all that Mike Gundy got the axe today after the Tulane game where the NIL comments and everything else no longer protect you against Tulane?
It was Tulsa, I believe.
Tulsa, sorry.
I'm not surprised whatsoever. I think I tweeted in the middle of that game, Gundy is so cooked because they were just getting their brains blown out by Tulsa, who's not a good Group of 5 team. And based on the way everything has gone down over the last 2 years, where Gundy has been super outspoken about NIL and being kind of a lightning rod for controversy in that space, his back and forth about the contract thing that he had with them that really almost ended the relationship at that point. And then he goes 3-9 and has a horrible season in which it was super embarrassing, a super embarrassing season on a team that really had some talent on it with Ollie Gordon and stuff. And then to come out and get absolutely embarrassed by Oregon and then lose to Tulsa. I didn't think there was any way he was going to make it to October. So I'm not surprised by this whatsoever. I don't know that he's ever going to go back to coaching. I think that Mike Gundy doesn't get enough credit though for what he was able to accomplish there, because if you look at some of the other head coaches that were there, they didn't succeed half as much as Mike Gundy. Jimmy Johnson was there. And you know what Jimmy Johnson's records were at Oklahoma State?
I do not.
He went 7-4, 3-7, 7-5, 4-5-2, and then 8-4. He won one bowl game. It was the Bluebonnet Bowl. Les Miles was there for 4 years, went 4-7, 8-5, 9-4, 7-5. It's really, really hard to win in Stillwater. And Mike Gundy won at least 9 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and won double-digit games 7 times. That's a really good job for a place like Oklahoma State.
Oh, 100%. Like there's no doubt that Mike Gundy, and that's kind of been the big part of today, has been we all know Mike Gundy should not have been coaching at Oklahoma State anymore. He didn't want to do it. He was not putting in the effort. One of the big pieces you would hear is that like guys from Group of 5 schools would be recruiting, and then Mike Gundy would be there and Oklahoma State people would be there. And they're like, why are you looking here? Why are you looking at these players? Like, you should be looking at better players. You're trying to recruit because you don't want to pay anybody. So you're trying to find guys who won't be required to pay. Those players aren't good enough to play for your school and play in the Big 12. So you cannot build that way. But he was so stuck on, I don't want to negotiate contracts with these guys, so I'm just not going to do it. So I'm going to go recruit guys who are happy to play at Oklahoma State, which is what he did. And they ended up getting 63 new players because they finally paid players out of the transfer portal. And Mike Gundy's also not going to build well out of the transfer portal. Mike Gundy should be continuing to build through recruiting and recruiting good players. And he just, for whatever reason, he got too stuck in his head and he got too stubborn, and it was over. A few years ago, it was over. And it just kept going further and further downhill. They knew they had to get out of it because they're like, we're not even recruiting good people right now. Like, we have to change our entire recruiting, like, for this season, for next year. We have to go try and find out what we're going to do for next season. So I think it was, he went to go. Joe K, you're right, too. T-Boone passing. T-Boone Pickens passing, that one killed them, because for Mike Gundy, that was a friend. He could ask for money, and now he has to go ask strangers and people he doesn't want to talk to for money. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to go out and do all the glad handing stuff that you got to do, hang out with people that you don't like telling you, you know, how you should fix your program. I get all that, but that's part of the job now.
So I said that Mike Gundy won double-digit games 7 times, at least 10 games 7 times. Only one other coach has ever won 10 games there. It was Pat Jones in the 80s. He did it 3 times. 2 of those seasons were back-to-back, 1987 and 1988. In 1987, the only reason they won 10 games was because their running backs were Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas. And then the next year in 1988, he had Barry Sanders again. That's the only reason. So Gundy has done an incredible job there. He obviously got very, very tired of being there. The T. Boone Pickens thing did hurt tremendously because that basically, removed any hope of NIL from your program at a big level. But it's still inexcusable to be like with the story that you told with group of 5 coaches being like, why are you here? Like, that's inexcusable. Yeah. You at least should be trying to get players who are getting recruited by like SMU and Cincinnati and Houston and schools like that.
Yeah. And again, you lose to Tulsa. Tulsa doesn't have the NIL money. Tulsa's not racking up they don't have another $60 million roster that you got to worry about. They spent all this money. They don't have that. No. So once you lose that, then we're like, okay, now you're not developing your players either. He's made a statement before this season that he didn't even know half of his players because they brought in so many guys. And it's like, Gundy, you can't. And so he said all these things. He talked bad about fans multiple times coming down the stretch because he was just getting and everything just kind of snowballed. And so for Gundy, it just felt like at a certain point you had to walk away from it and step away. And this is not the way it wants to end. But as you said, when you give out those stats, what I said is true. This stadium or the field will be named after him at some point.
Yeah.
Because he is by far, without argument, the greatest coach in Oklahoma State history. It's not close. You could probably put 3 or 4 of those coaches together, and he's still better than them at what he did to Oklahoma State. Joe, I don't think Gundy's going to a big school. I don't think there's any. I don't know anybody who would want to put a guy who is actively going to come in and say, "I'm not going to fundraise." Fundraising is a part of the job now, and if you want to say that, you better bring in a staff and all these other people. They know what to do with it. I don't think he's going to do that because even Dabo Swinney fundraises. He doesn't want to deal with the NIL a lot, but he still fundraises. And so he understands what it is. He's just like, I don't want to negotiate with players. So you hire somebody to negotiate with players. That's a different thing. Gundy could have done that 3 years ago. He never did. So those are the reasons why he ends up losing. They want to do it before the Big 12 season started too. So now, we'll see what they end up doing through the Big 12 season. I can't imagine they win more than a game or two in the Big 12. They're already a 1-2 team going into this season. They're not going to be bowl eligible. We could see certain players do the red shirt to burn a year, transfer out. All of those things are possibilities for Oklahoma State. It's going to be a while for that program to probably really rebuild to anything because, again, they were not a program that mattered before Mike Gundy. But how far he drugged them down at the end is crazy.
Yeah. So the players will have a 30-day window where they can enter the transfer portal immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll save their eligibility if they do that. So I would imagine you're going to see this roster get gutted.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly. I mean, they had a pretty intriguing quarterback on that roster that his name's Hoss Haney. Short guy, jacked, super fast, really, really fun player to watch. He got hurt, and I think that's probably another reason things went downhill. But he's going to go in the portal. There's players on this team that a lot of these Power 5 teams are going to come after quickly once they enter the portal.
Yeah, no, and I'm sure the Big 12 is going to try and pick him over too. Just like, let's go. Anybody we were kind of looking at, let's go get him. So it's going to be a crazy move for Oklahoma State now. this is not the way you should have ended it. In all reality, you should have seen the writing on the wall and done it before this season.
Mm-hmm.
You should have said, dude, you're not trying anymore. We're talking about recruiting, and we see who you're bringing in. You're bringing us in, not even like you're bringing us in a bad group of 5 class. That's not okay in the Big 12. So if you don't want to be here, don't be here. But go announce your announce your resignation now, and we'll try and salvage something out of the season, and we'll build a pattern. But the reason why he's gone now is Big 12, start the Big 12 season, and basically we have to try and find a way to build a system to rebuild this roster in the next season or two so that it's a somewhat viable job for any other coach. We have to go out and try and find somebody who's going to help us fundraise for the next couple of years as a coach. We have to find that young, energetic guy. I would expect them to go out and try and get somebody young that is kind of the opposite of Mike Gundy, of somebody who is respectful to everybody and, doesn't go out and say things that will piss off the administration. Guessing that's going to be in the pieces that they ask for. But the names that have come out for it already, you're starting to see some names come out for it. I don't know who wants that job, though.
You know where Oklahoma State's recruiting class ranked last season?
Where's that?
41st in the country.
That's not terrible.
They were behind UCLA, Baylor, Virginia Tech, Kansas State, NC State, Colorado, Duke, Iowa, Maryland, Rutgers, Kentucky. They didn't sign a single 4-star prospect. They had 21 3-star prospects. They were the only school in the top. Is this right? They were the only school out of every single school ahead of them had at least one 4-star prospect that they signed. They didn't sign a single one.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying. They didn't go after 4 stars. They didn't go after 5 stars at all.
That's crazy.
I would have expected it to be worse than 41st, to be quite honest with you.
That was on 3's rankings. It's like an amalgamation. It's their industry ranking. It's like the amalgamation of all of them. Like, how do you, if you're a Power 4 program, how do you not sign a single 4-star prospect? I'm looking where they are on 24/7 Sports. They were 52nd in 24/7 Sports. That's even worse.
Yeah, that's. I imagine they'd be low because you have to figure they're in the lower end of the Power 4 schools.
Yeah,
Greg, there's no way John Gruden. I just don't know who's going to take that job. It feels like it's going to be given to someone who's like 32 years old.
Ben Arbuckle.
That's the thing is Ben Arbuckle. Does he go take that job as a 32-year-old in the offseason and just be like, oh, I can go turn that program around? He'll want to play for me right now.
I bet he'd rather take UCLA.
I don't know. It depends. It really depends on what his season is at Oklahoma. If he enjoys being in a place where you can get a bunch of land and you can have all your stuff and you can be spread out, he will take Oklahoma or Oklahoma State. If he wants to live in an apartment in LA and drive and take a 2-hour commute to work every day, then he'll go UCLA. But there's a reason that UCLA job is really hard to fill. It's not that there's not money at UCLA. There's not anything else. It is not a place. It's like one of the only jobs where the amount of money you get paid to be a head coach isn't enough to make you rich in the area.
We're thinking about this all wrong, Patrick.
What's that?
He's not going to go to either of those places. There's a better chance that he goes to Virginia Tech than either of those places. But you know where Ben Arbuckle's going to go?
Where's that?
Florida.
I don't know if they go that young. I feel like they may go after somebody else.
I don't know, man. I feel like he's going to be the hottest name on the coaching market this offseason. They're going to try and make a splash. I feel like Texas is going to get Billy Napier fired after they win that game. And then it's like you got Ben Arbuckle with a talent like DJ Lagway.
Yeah.
That just seems like a perfect marriage to me.
Who's that? Who's the coach? I'm thinking the old Ohio State D coordinator.
Luke Fickell.
No, the one that's in Penn State now.
Oh, Jim Knowles.
Jim Knowles. He has ties to Oklahoma State, right?
He does, I think.
Jim Knowles. Now, Jim Knowles, he's a guy that was probably never going to be a head coach.
Yeah.
So-
Joey Freshwater is always linked to Florida CB. He's always linked to another job, and then Ole Miss gives him another contract extension, and he's on easy street.
So, yeah, Jim Knowles was at Oklahoma State 2018 to 2021. Does he, knowing that he'll probably at 60 years old never get a head coaching job anywhere, does he go, I'll be a head coach?
If they pay him, I'm sure he will. I mean, he's the highest paid coordinator in the country, I think. He makes like $3 million.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one for Jim Knowles because, like, do you go that route or do you go the young guy? Or I think I'd call Jim Knowles if I'm Oklahoma State. You have respect.
Oklahoma State calls a lot of people, and they're like, sorry, I think you have the wrong number. And they hang up.
Lose my number. Yeah, and Bill Belichick, I don't think. The UNC job might be one to take after this season, too. But I'm going to throw that into overreactions. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. I want to hit some other hot seat jobs real quick, Matt, and judge the temperature of some hot seats on a Tuesday. We have some overreactions to get to as well. I throw in my overreactions that I've heard around the sports world over the last few days in college football and NFL football and throw those in there and see if they are warranted or not. If you guys want to throw in your overreactions you've heard over the weekend, throw those in the chat, throw those into the text line, and we will get to those as we continue on the show. We'll take our first break, come back, and get into it here on Open Gym on Texas Sports Unfiltered.
Now, stepping up to the plate is a household name, weighing in at roughly 115 pounds with a wingspan of 98 inches. It's Samsung.
Kid, I know it's baseball season, but this isn't what I meant when I said to incorporate sports into the company commercial.
Sorry, old man. I just want everyone to know that audiovisual consultations can make your home feel like a stadium.
That's true. Audiovisual provides stadium surround sound, huge screen video, controlled lighting, and even temperature control. On our roster, every customer is an MVP.
Sounds like audiovisual knows how to score a home run with our customers.
All right, kid, that's enough with the baseball puns.
But I'm trying to tell everyone that audiovisual is a real catch. You'll love our services.
Kid?
There's nothing coming out of left field when you give us a call. We won't break your balls.
Kid, we only have a minute.
Pitch, please. I don't need your attitude right now.
Rest assured, listeners, audiovisual is much better at installing and designing custom home theaters than we are at making jokes.
Just check our stats. Give us a call at 512-255-8678 or visit us online at avconsultations.com.
You see covert everywhere. It's that personal level of just feeling like it's a personal family interaction.
The customer service, it's impeccable. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced buying a car.
Over the 30 years that I've been buying cars from them, I feel like I know them and they know me.
Covert's done an amazing job of making me feel valued. If you purchase a vehicle and you want to feel like you're part of a family, join the Covert family.
Come and experience it for yourself.
Covert, born and raised in Austin.
BK here for OLIPOP. Man, this stuff is the game changer of all game changers. Their slogan is a new kind of soda, and that's exactly what it is. You get that same great soda taste, but OLIPOP is actually good for you. Inside of every can, a blend of 7 unique botanicals, plant fibers, and prebiotics. You're getting 9 grams of fiber in every can, only 2 to 5 grams of sugar, and man, the flavor is absolutely there. Classic soda flavors like cola, root beer, lemon lime, and Dr. Goodwin. That's their version of a Dr. Pepper, and some other great flavors as well. The grape, the cream soda, the cherry cola. It's all fantastic. I'm telling y'all, OLIPOP tastes just like the soda you grew up sipping, but with the added benefits of microbiome and digestive health support as well. Pick up OLIPOP at H-E-B, Target, Walmart, Whole Foods, and Costco all throughout the Austin area and the state of Texas. And head over to drinkolipop.com. Use the promo code TEXAS20 for a discount on your first purchase. It's OLIPOP, a new kind of soda.
Welcome back to Open Gym here on Texas Sports Unfiltered. Myself, Patrick Davis, alongside Matt Galatzan of Texas Longhorns on SI. And, of course, you, the third member of the show. Text line's open, 512-222-9328. Or you can join us in the chat, Facebook, Twitch, X, and on YouTube. Appreciate everybody joining us, making some fun of Mike Gundy. Always fun to do here on Open Gym. There are some other hot seat jobs around the world of college football, Matt. And We're starting to see some of them. I mean, if we start going down who may be on the hot seat next, I think you have to go to the SEC, and there's two coaches who are sitting on that hot seat right now. Which one's hotter to you, Billy Napier or Sam Pittman?
Oh, I think it's definitely Billy Napier. I don't think. I mean, I get that Sam Pittman's never really done anything there. He just lost to Memphis. But the expectations of that program are nowhere near what they are at Florida. So it really feels like if Billy Napier loses to Texas, he's walking on a string at this point over a canyon. And then after that, I mean, it just gets harder for him. So I think Billy Napier is the next coach you see fired really anywhere in college football. By the way, quick update on John Mateer. Matt Zenitz just tweeted that John Mateer is expected back before the end of October. So maybe that's a little bit more clarification of when he actually might return. So
that is, I get people being cautious about being tricked on this. I don't think Brent Venables is trying to trick Texas into not preparing for John Mateer, and then he comes running out of the tunnel. I get after last week there are questions about they're trying to run trick plays. The funniest thing I keep saying is people being like, Brent Venables just being a slippery snake trying to run this play, and then having to ask officials, and you're like, you do know football, everyone tries to find their ways to get any loophole to get anything done. Like, it is a super competitive thing, and everyone's trying to find a way to win. Your coach would do it too if they had thought of it. They just didn't think they'd get away with it. So Brent Venables asked. He had someone on the staff who was like, I think we can get away with this. Here's this loophole I found. Bill Belichick was notorious for finding loopholes, especially like in special teams rules, and using them to get wins when the Patriots are doing great. It's just what coaches do. It's what players do. They're trying to get any advantage they can because they know how tough the game is. I don't think it's anything. I don't think he's literally sticking out here going, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put you in a glove for 2 weeks, Venables. We're going to create this whole thing, and then you're going to come out, and the day before you're going to walk out in street clothes and then pull the glove off and be like, never heard, rip it off, do a wrestling thing, and be like in your uniform ready to play. Something tells me that won't happen. My guess is we will get the SEC report in 3 weeks, and it'll say John Mateer out.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be my guess. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Brent Venables is a dastardly foe who's going to trick everybody. I'd have more respect if he did it. I think it would be crazy, but I don't think that'll happen.
But yeah, anyway, I feel like it's got to be Billy Napier. Florida fans wanted him out last year.
Yeah.
And then they made kind of a push at the end of the year, and Scott Strickland had to come out and say, no, he's our guy. We're going to stick by him. And then now it's been a disaster so far early this season. So I think that he's really, really close to being cut.
Yeah. And, we kind of put in, I think one of the reasons he kept his job last year was because of DJ Lagway, that they were like, well, DJ Lagway wants to play for him. He's the number one guy. So we have to, let's keep him. And then they're going to try and bring in some recruits together. And now that DJ Lagway's struggling, you're like, well, the whole reason we kept you is because we thought we had this Heisman Trophy winner, and he's throwing 5 picks in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, if that's what we have, then we don't really want you around here. I mean, I think there's something to be said about firing a guy before you basically stick your team without a rudder against A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Florida State towards the end of your season. You have 2 more games that you should be able to win in Kentucky and Mississippi State. That's a tough run to put in someone who's never really been a head coach, who probably is going to be some interim head coach. That is a tough run for them. So I don't know if you do it right then. You maybe wait till after the A&M game and give them 1 more week just to try and not make the bleeding so bad on the next guy. But other than that, you've already made the decision. I think the decision's already been made, yeah. But at this point you're trying to get it. Going over to Sam Pittman, there is something to be said that, their expectations aren't there, so they still want to get rid of him. But do you feel like you want to keep him the rest of the season, or with everybody else getting fired, you think, well, maybe we can just let our guy go too, because now we're going to get behind in the coaching hiring carousel, because now our name's not going to be in there at the same time. If we fire him at the end of the season, all these other people have already made all these phone calls, and we got to find our next guy. As far as Arkansas, they do have a bye week this week. Or they don't have a bye week this week. Sorry, they play Notre Dame this week. They play Tennessee next week. They play A&M the week after.
I think that Sam Pittman already came out and said this was his last year anyway, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did. So they may just let him ride out, but I mean, it's going to be a brutal end.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just don't think I don't think it matters one way or the other if he gets fired, because he's going to be gone at the end of the year. You can still search for his replacement knowing that it's his last season without firing him and getting behind on the thing. So yeah, I feel like he coaches out the end of the year, and then this is his last real coaching job. I think he probably becomes an analyst somewhere, maybe after a while. Hell, I saw somebody in the chat mention it. Maybe Gundy is an analyst somewhere, because he has a good offensive mind. So, those things are...
I'll tell you this. There's only one show I want to see Gundy on, and that is if CB is right and Dabo leaves Clemson for some odd reason, and they put Dabo and Gundy on a show. That just two dudes just yelling for an entire show about how everything's bad now. I think that would be the best college football show. I'll tell you what I would have done. That right there is watching television. I'll say this, CB. I don't think I get people are upset with Dabo right now, and rightfully so, that this season is not going the way they want it to. I know that the world's changed enough that what have you done for me lately matters way more now. I just can't. Firing a guy who made your program like national championship contenders year after year after year after year, to have one season that's really down after going to the playoffs last year and be like, we're done. I can't go with that. He's not. No. He's going to work.
They're not firing Dabo. He's been too successful there. They've been to the college football playoff way too many times. It's one down year. I think he's going to be able to turn it around. He's of all the coaches that are struggling right now, he's the one that I don't think that there's any chance in hell he gets fired. I don't care if he goes 1-10.
And if he does, like, who are you hiring? Like, because I get the Gundy thing. The Gundy thing was he had a really bad relationship with the administration at Oklahoma State, because he basically threw him on the bus any chance he got. And he didn't like them. They didn't like him. But he won a bunch of games. So they had to keep him. I don't think that's the same with Dabo. It may be. I don't think it is, though.
Probably
I haven't heard as much about this really big hatred at Clemson for Dabo Swinney. But we heard about Oklahoma State being like, this guy sucks. And every time he loses, he looks at us and goes, it's their fault. And every time something's not right, he points at us and says it's their fault.
Mm-hmm.
And he never takes it on the chin. He never says it's him. It's always us. It's always that they didn't give us what I needed. And so, like, I get that that's what the feeling was at Oklahoma State. So the people who were going to fire him wanted him gone. I don't think that's the case at Clemson. I think the case at Clemson is they want to win games, and they're just now trying to figure out the best way to do that. And I think they think the best way is with Dabo Swinney, because he's had a great track record. But I'm sure that there will be the conversation more of, we need to use that transfer portal. You are not allowed to say no anymore.
Yeah,
we hire scouts for you. We'll get all these people, but we have to use the transfer portal. We don't even have to use it for a bunch of guys, but I need you to bring in 10 to 15 because clearly we are undermanned right now, and you need to bring them in. I think if Sark could go back, he probably would have brought in a couple more transfers.
Yeah, specifically along the offensive line.
100%. I think if he could go back, he'd go, all right, guys, we've got enough depth at other positions on the defense. Let's get that O-line a little bit more experience.
Mm-hmm.
I think he definitely would have done that. But that's hindsight being 2020. I don't know if Dabo could go back. I think if Dabo could go back, he would go back and kill whoever came up with the phrase NIL and get rid of that in the transfer portal. I think that would be his case.
Yeah, I think Joe makes a good point. I think Beamer would probably be a guy. Shane Beamer would probably be a guy that Clemson looks at. That's the kind of place that you could lure a big time coach away from somewhere else, though.
You could, but I just don't think, like, again, it's a lot harder to lure a big time coach when you're like, if you win multiple national championships and have a down year, you're fired.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think coaches would prefer a bit more security than that, than one bad year and you're gone. No problem. Like, done. We're not giving you time to fix it. We're not giving you anything. You have won multiple national championships. Gone. That's difficult. That is a difficult piece. Outside of that, it feels like some of the other places that we were looking at earlier in the season, Dave Aranda feels a little bit safer now. He may want to take another job, though. If he finds something else that's out there, he may read the writing on the wall and say, it's going to be a little hot every year. Your man Hugh Freeze seems pretty safe right now.
Until he gets beat this weekend.
I mean, well, but his hot seat was hot. His seat is pretty cool right now. And I know he just lost, but he lost in a way that is deemed, like, Auburn fans are not blaming Hugh Freeze for that loss. So I think that right now his seat is cool. Just saying, a feel that we had on hot seats earlier this year. I think all that. Brent Venables, another one whose seat was really hot to begin the season, and it's cooled down immensely. The John Mateer thing. Maybe these heat back up again.
How's Sooner Cowboys feeling today?
He's not on the show. He's not on commenting, is he, today? And again, we're not but Matt and I are both not happy that John Mateer, neither one of us is celebrating the John Mateer injury. No. We're just laughing at someone who talks a lot of trash at us. So someone wants to troll us. Just a little trolling back. On the NFL side of things, Matt, there's a big name that is clearly the front runner for hottest seat. That his seat might be in trouble of catching on fire if this season continues to get any worse, is Mike McDaniel.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. It seemed like things were rolling along great. He's a super bright guy. He's a really likable guy. It kind of seems like the Tyreek Hill thing is where it all started to go wrong. When they got Tyreek Hill in there, and then last year he did the whole thing with I want to be out of here. It seems like that kind of planted a rotting seed within the organization in some way, shape, or form. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, if it keeps going this way, he's not going to make it to October either.
I'm not, Joe. I don't know what Venables has lied about that makes you think he's speaking with a forked tongue. I don't know what he did.
It's because he's the Oklahoma coach.
I don't know that. I don't think, and I don't think Brent Venables is running a massive conspiracy to keep doctors' mouths shut and everything else. I'm just not buying it. But look, maybe you're right, Joe. I'm just not buying it. I think he will be out for much longer. I think the 3 to 4 weeks is the BS. I think he will be trying to come back in like 5 or 6, and it's going to be a problem. That's my guess is going to be longer, but that's just me dealing with most injuries in life. They've gotten better though. They've gotten better at fixing some of these things. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right though. I think that like the Tyreek Hill part of it, when he started to just kind of go AWOL, I think the Tua concussions and when that whole thing started, and he was like, "Oh no, we were watching movies on the plane," and I think the trust of that, and so Tua did the whole Tua situation that they gave him that contract. Maybe there wasn't the faith in the locker room anymore, and then they gutted the defense. They just completely gutted that defense because of salaries. So they just kind of took his weapons and then said, well, your offense has to be really good with no defense now. So you're going to get rid of all that field position you used to have, that momentum you used to have. That's all out the window. Plus your players are already pretty upset about it being out here. A lot of guys don't want to be here. The running back system, he's never really got figured out. It was always felt like he was like a player away in the running back room. So it just feels like a lot of pieces kind of conspired, And once you get in that world of being behind the 8 ball, it's so hard to get in front of it as a coach. And it just doesn't feel like it's going to turn around. And now you're looking at their next 2 games are the Jets and the Panthers. Like, if he loses to the Jets, like, dude, we can't lose to the Panthers too. And I get the Falcons just did, but we can't lose to them too. We got to move on. So I think he could be gone here in the next couple of weeks. If they start 0-5, there's not a world where he keeps his job.
No, absolutely not. If you come out the next 2 weeks and you lose to the Jets and the Panthers, you're fired.
Yeah,
I don't think that there's any way that you can start. Is that who they have this weekend? Is the Jets, or are they on a bye week?
They have the Jets this weekend, then they have a bye week. Or no, then they have the Jets, the Panthers, and then a bye week. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
right? No, sorry. No, the bye week's not there. I'm sorry. Their bye week's not till late in the season.
Oh,
I can't do math live on air. Their bye week's not their bye week is week 11 or week 12, something like that.
Yeah. If you come out and you lose the next 2 weeks to the Jets and the Panthers, you're gone. There's absolutely no way that he could make it through that, especially if they get blown out by one of those teams.
Yeah.
They're toast. Or he's
All
toast.
Right. What about our friend in New York, Brian Daboll? He is getting the double screws on him right now. They play close against Dallas, and then it all falls apart. Russell Wilson looks awful again the next week. Now he has not said whether he's basically not saying that Russell Wilson will definitely be a starter, not saying Jackson Dart won't play next week. So we'll find out if he just goes, I have to move on right now because I'm kind of screwed if I don't. But he's got that sword coming at him that he's not been able to figure out how to win games in New York. The Blake Neighbors thing is everybody still thinks that he's always mad, even though he's already come out and said he has resting bitch face, that he just always looks unhappy. So don't judge him by that, is what he has said personally. But the dual edge of this is then Daniel Jones is lighting it up in Indy. And not even lighting up. He's just playing really winning football in Indy.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is the guy that everybody thought sucked because of you. And now you got rid of Saquon Barkley. He becomes great. And I get that's not just on him, but they're like, Saquon Barkley was better once he left. Daniel Jones is better once he left. You lose to the Chiefs 22-9. You go up against the Chargers. His next one would be the Saints. If he loses to the Saints in week 5, that feels like that's the ripcord, right?
Well, didn't they name Jackson Dart the starter this morning?
Oh, I don't know if they know. Last I'd seen was that he didn't say Russell Wilson was the starter.
According to Adam Schefter and Mike Garofalo and Ian Rappaport, Jackson Dart's been named the starter.
Okay, well, yeah, I trust them over me.
So, I mean, maybe Brian Daboll is coming out and saying no, that's not necessarily true, but it feels like if that's the case, then he just isn't making it public technically, but it seems like Jackson Dart's going to be the starter.
Well, so you put him up this week against the Chargers, which I don't know if you're able to win that game. You just don't have the talent to do it, but you better win the Saints. If you don't win with the Saints and Jackson Dart, it may go there. They'll have a bye week in a week after that, I think, or maybe not. But that schedule for New York doesn't get any more. His seat seems pretty hot. A couple other guys with hot seats. We know the Browns, Kevin Stefanski's got a hot seat right now. Brian Callahan's. I mean, it's the Titans. No one expected much out of them, so it's a little hot. Carolina is going to put Dave Canales in the hot seat because, then they get the big win out of that. We're hearing rumors that Cincinnati's not happy right now because they spent all the money on these 3 guys, but he can't keep them on the field. And I know that's not really his fault, but, you're going to have to figure something out there in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, Zach Taylor did get them to a Super Bowl, but that was 4 years ago. So you can't really keep that as a get out of jail free card. I feel like the next one on there has probably got to be Dave Canales, because a lot of people expected them to be improved this year. And I know they got a win this past weekend over Atlanta, but I feel like that's more of an indictment on Raheem Morris than a positive for Dave Canales.
Yeah. Also, do you see a stat that Bryce Young is 6-1 against the Falcons?
Yeah, that's you can't have that right now.
He's so bad against everybody else, but he's like 6-1 against Canal.
I bet they played the Falcons twice last year in the second half of the season, and that's why Bryce Young looked better. I have to go back and look, but that seems like that might be the case. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Brian Callahan really, after 1 year, you just had the number one pick. I feel like he at least gets another year, maybe. I bet Kevin Stefanski doesn't even want to be in Cleveland. So I bet he doesn't care if he's on the hot seat or not. He didn't want to deal with the Shedeur Sanders mess and that whole organization. I would imagine. So, probably Dave Canales and Kevin Stefanski are the two that I'm really looking at. They're like, maybe here in the next few weeks, especially Kevin Stefanski, because there's going to be so much heat if he doesn't play Shedeur Sanders. So I feel like eventually, like you'll be able to tell if he really cares about whether or not he gets fired. Because
if
he doesn't switch to Shedeur Sanders, everybody's going to be like, okay, like what are you doing? Even though,
and then like week 8, he's like, all right, Dylan Gabriel, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's like, no, not what we wanted. Let's hit these overreactions, Matt. Tuesday afternoon overreactions. I have heard. If you've got any overreactions you want us to react to, throw those in the text line, throw those in the chat as well, and we'll try and get to those overreactions as well. Longhorn Lubbock says Zach Robinson being a hire possibly for Oklahoma State. Throw a name out there. I've seen that one a few times there. All right, first overreaction. Arch Manning back on the Heisman track. Is this an overreaction or are we back in it? Arch Manning, Heisman, it's like he's back there, right? We know he's back in he's going to be great again.
I think that's an overreaction. I think if he comes out against Florida and he goes 17 for 22 for 295 yards and 4 total touchdowns, maybe you can put him back in there.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like that it's an overreaction, but not out of the realm of possibility. You put him right back on there, especially if John Mateer misses extended time. You can destroy Marcel Reed's hopes in the last week of the season when you hold him to like 75 yards passing, 10 yards rushing. Let's go down. All right. How about after that Indiana-Illinois game? Indiana is officially a bona fide playoff team. This team is going to make it. This team deserves to be in there. They're a real team.
That's an overreaction because Brett Bielema.
You're not believing in Indiana?
No, I want to see them play actually like an actual good team, like Ohio State or Oregon or Penn State or even Michigan.
Well, all right. Let's see what the rest of their schedule is here at Indiana. So we'll see when you get to see your matchups. You get Iowa this week. Then you get a bye. Then you get Oregon. Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, Penn State. Oregon and Penn State both on the road as well. And then Wisconsin and Purdue. So really, you get Oregon and Penn State on the road. Those 2 games are your only ones that have any shot to do anything left in this schedule. They had no problem with their non-cons. They beat Old Dominion 27-14. Big blowout win there. Then they did blow out Kennesaw State and Indiana State and now Illinois. They have blown out all 3 of them. Mendoza is another name that people are starting to put on the Heisman watch list for Indiana. He's going to put up gaudy numbers against Iowa. Actually, maybe not Iowa. His defense is usually okay. Some of the gaudy numbers may not be there. They'll win, though. Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, and Wisconsin, and Purdue, he'll put up gaudy numbers against all of them. But, yeah, they only have 2 more games. I mean, they're going to, at worst, be a 2-loss team.
Probably, but, I mean, it depends what happens against Oregon. Is it, you said Oregon and Penn State?
Yes.
It depends what happens against those teams. Because if they come out and they get bodied by Oregon and then they get bodied by Penn State, then it's like, okay, we know what you are. You're not a playoff team. You're a team that can beat bad teams.
Yeah.
And I like Illinois is seems like they're just not a very good football team. more than Indiana seems like a really good football team.
No, I'm with you on that one. Let's go to our next one. Bill Belichick doesn't make it out of the season, whether it's his own doing or the doing of North Carolina. They just are like, this is a mistake. Let's go ahead and part ways. You take some job in the NFL that'll open up. You jump in there and go to the NFL. Their buyout's not that bad to go do that right now. And we'll just pretend this whole ugly hiring you for college football thing never happened.
Here's what's going to happen, Patrick. I'm calling this right now.
Okay.
The Miami Dolphins are going to fire Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel is going to become an offensive coordinator somewhere. Bill Belichick is going to leave the Miami Dolphins job because that's where Jordan Hudson wants to be, in Miami.
Yeah.
On the beach. And she's going to say, Bill, you're going to have a chance to get back at New England twice a year, every year for the rest of your life. And it's going to be a disaster, but he thinks that's what he's going to be able to do. So he's going to do it.
Now, can we say when she says the rest of your life, she says it and she winks? Like, I'm going to murder you for your money. That's what I'm going to do. The second you can put on a hot seat, man, you're done with it. You're not going to – I don't want you sitting around at home all day. All right, let's go here. Texas Tech will go undefeated until the playoffs.
Oh, gosh. Can I look at their schedule real quick?
Yeah.
I can see this happening. Let me look at their schedule. At Houston, I think Houston's going to be a really tough game. At Arizona State will be tough. They get BYU at home. I mean, I don't think that's an overreaction. They'd have to. There's two games in there where I think. Yeah, there's two games in there where I think they could lose, and I think that they're better than Houston. I think that they're better than Arizona State, but the Arizona State one is going to be the one that I really look at where I'm like, okay, this could be an upset. But no, I mean, I don't think that's an overreaction necessarily. The Big 12's dog water.
All right. How about this one? We'll change the phrasing of this because I'd written it down before they had announced that he did have the surgery, or he's going to have the surgery. Oklahoma's season is now over because John Mateer is out with surgery.
Look, I hope this isn't the case because I think that college football is better when Oklahoma is really good.
Yeah.
There's a few teams like that you can say USC is one of them. Oklahoma is one of them. Florida State's another one. But I think it might be because if he's not back until before the end of October, like if he misses the next 4 games,
yeah,
you beat Kent State.
Yeah,
you probably don't beat Texas without John Mateer, so that's 1-1. It'd be really tough to go to South Carolina with a backup quarterback and beat Lenore Sellers. And you probably don't beat Ole Miss. And then your next game is at Tennessee and then at Alabama.
Which will be hard games with John Mateer.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, I think their season's over.
Wow. Overreaction. Look, they have a good defense, and Chan on the text line says they have because they have a good defense. I agree with you, Chan. They have a good defense. The problem is if your defense is constantly getting put back on with decent, with good offenses, it's going to be a problem. Like Florida's defense is amazing. They're not winning games. So even if their defense is good, they're still going to lose to Alabama. They're still going to lose to some of these other teams. Still lose Texas. So I do think their defense will be good, but I don't. The question is, how good is Arbuckle? Really? Is this just John Mateer being great, or is the system much better and they can make the system work with any quarterback? I don't believe that because John Mateer is the only guy really doing anything. But
so last season, I thought Oklahoma had a really good defense. They only gave up 21.5 points a game. They ranked 5th in the SEC in run defense, 7th in pass defense, and 6th in total defense. So they were one of the better top half SEC defense last year. And what was their record? Oh yeah, they went 6-7 So I don't see Oklahoma being successful without John Mateer. And quite frankly, if he's planning on going to the NFL after this year, I don't know if I'd come back at all. Because if you're John Mateer and you come back and your team is, let's say, 5-0 after Kent State, then give you the benefit of the doubt. You win one of the next 3 games against Texas, South Carolina, and Ole Miss, and you're 5-2. You're a loss away from your season being over anyway. And that's me giving you the benefit of the doubt that you can go into South Carolina with a backup quarterback and beat Lenore Sellers.
No, and it's also saying you can go in with a hurt hand and come back and then be the same person.
Yes. Now, if he comes back and he's 100%, like after the Texas game, then their season's not over. But it depends on when he comes back. I should probably clarify it that way. If he's really not back until after the Ole Miss game, then they're boned.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one. And Jan, again, Jan's on he's going to be, I don't believe these doctors don't know what they're talking about in a time frame for surgery. How about this one? Getting to some NFL talk here. The Falcons should go back to Kirk Cousins.
I mean, you just lost 30-0, so you probably should. Although, did Kirk Cousins played in that game, didn't he?
I don't know. I didn't see the final box score of the game.
I want to say that he came into the game. Let's see what he did when he came in before I make my final assessment. He did come in. He went 5 of 7 for 29 yards. Penix was 18 of 36 for 172 yards and 2 picks. Why not? I mean, who do they have next? I mean, the Commanders. You're not going to win that game anyway. You're not going to win any of your next 3 games. You may beat the 49ers, but you're not beating the Commanders. You're not beating the Bills.
Yeah,
I'd probably just ride it out with Michael Penix.
I might ride it out with Michael Penix as well. By the way, the fun fact of Zach Robinson, that is the offensive coordinator that we're talking about possibly going back to Oklahoma State, 0-30 against the Carolina Panthers. Yeah. That's the guy that some Oklahoma State people would be thrilled to get back. He did play quarterback at Oklahoma State, so he would follow into that role. That is the main reason is they're like, well, the last time we hired a guy who played quarterback for us, it worked out pretty well for a long time. So we'll just do that again, and that'll work out. All right, next overreaction for you, Matt. Daniel Jones is going to be in the MVP conversation.
Oh, my God. I really don't want to say the wrong thing here, Patrick. But if you look at their schedule,
yeah,
he might be. So they play the
easy schedule.
They play the Raiders they play the Rams next. So they may lose their first game. But then they have the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Titans, the Steelers, the Falcons, the Chiefs, the Texans, the Jaguars, the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Jaguars, and the Texans. They may lose 1, 2, 3. They may go 11-5. If they go 11-5,
he's at least in the conversation.
He probably wins comeback player of the year.
Does he just come back from? He just comes back from playing for Brian Daboll.
Yeah, I mean, is that a thing? And then and if he keeps putting up numbers like he's putting up right now, and they go 11-5, I think he's in the MVP conversation. And they win their division. Yeah, Joe, they win their division.
I mean, that division's right up there for the grabbing right now. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy how they could come through and that Colts just turn it around immediately. Apparently it was Jim Irsay holding him back. Who knew? Bad joke there. All right, next one. The Bengals need to trade for a quarterback right now?
No. I think that's an overreaction because I think that you ride this season out, you get a really good draft pick on defense, like to put on defense or on the offensive line or something, and then you're back next year and you have a chance.
I mean, I get that. I think you can salvage some of this season. A 48-10 loss to the Vikings is not what you wanted to see with Carson Wentz being on the other side of the ball. You're like, could we find somebody who's better than Jake Browning, somebody who's a little bit more ready, someone where, you know, I don't know who that guy would be necessarily, but
Kirk Cousins.
You could make a trade for Kirk Cousins. You can make that phone call and give up something and try and get Kirk Cousins in for a year, see if he wants to be a starter again. I'm not sure they want to trade him. I'm not sure wherever else. You can go try and call Mac Blake once Brock Purdy gets healthy. Go give us take Mac Blake off your hands.
Oh, Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, maybe. Here's an interesting idea. We know that in terms of the Kirk Cousins thing, we know that the Falcons love their edge rushers.
Give another one. Give him Trey. Give another one.
Trey Hendrickson for Kirk Cousins straight up.
Give another one. They need them all. And Chan, why on the vitriol on Daniel Jones? Because it's Daniel Jones. He shouldn't be an MVP candidate. He can have a good season. It's just really weird that he would be in an MVP conversation a year after not being able to make it on multiple rosters.
After getting benched for Tommy DeVito.
And then going to the Vikings and not being able to get in there either.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why
he was the worst starting quarterback in the NFL over the last 3 years.
Yeah, it was really bad. So that's why the vitriol, because they're like, good Lord. And he was awfully boring with the Mannings last night too. Throw that one in there. He was horrendously boring on the Manning cast last night, with both of them being trying to get him and be like, hey, you played at both of our teams. So there should be some jokes here. And they just be like, No, Joe, Dak is not going to Dak's not going.
I would make that trade. I'll hold this for later.
All right, we got two more overreactions and we can hit it. All right. CJ Stroud is a bust and his rookie season was a fluke. You brought this up a little bit yesterday. Is that an overreaction? Is it because of coaching? Is it because of an O-line that they cannot put in front of him? Or, there's just not enough pieces around him? Or was CJ Stroud it was a magical year, but all of it went away?
I brought that up yesterday playing devil's advocate. I don't actually believe that. I think you need to give the guy a real offensive coordinator. And maybe improve the offensive line a little bit more. Maybe give him a running back. Maybe give him more than one good wide receiver.
Look, I think they had Christian Kirk and Jaden Noel and Jaden Higgins. They're okay, and they had better wide receivers. I get all of that. I think there's pieces there. The problem is the offense. You have to get those guys open. You should scheme them open, and he doesn't scheme anybody open because he's just a dog water. I want to see, before I give up on CJ Stroud, I want to see CJ Stroud with a real offensive coordinator, Mike McDaniel,
a decent offensive line, and Tank Dell back.
That team is just that. Now they had to cut CJ Gardner-Johnson today too, because he's apparently just an ass in the locker room when he wasn't getting what he wanted. And he wanted to blitz all the time instead of playing in the backfield. It's like, dude, this isn't Madden. So now he's going to go somewhere else and then probably get pissed off and leave there too. But CJ Gardner-Johnson, that trade is officially now fallen completely flat. That Kenyon Green out for the season with an injury and CJ Gardner-Johnson already cut. So the trade did not pan out for either side. And I understand more of why the Eagles let him go now. That made more sense now.
I bet the Cowboys try to sign CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Oh, of course. How about this one? We'll go with the Cowboys. The Cowboys should use their draft capital to fix their secondary.
I'm so torn on this. I don't think so. Because I would hate to burn that draft capital over the next couple of years to go try and fix a secondary that I think if it gets healthy, it'll be better. Not like elite or really good, but it'll be better.
I mean, yeah, because it's hard to be worse.
Yeah. I mean, Caleb Williams just had his best game of his career against you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Ben Johnson looked like old Ben Johnson again. It's just like, hey, I'll scheme him open. What do you want me to do? Run. What do you mean? I don't know. Just run any direction.
Just run past Trevon Diggs. You'll get open, I promise.
You'll get past him. What were you going to say before we take our break, Matt? What did you have?
So Inside Texas just put this list out of the quarterback situation for every team that Texas is facing going forward.
Yes.
So there's a possibility if DJ Lagway doesn't play for Florida in that game.
I think he will, but yes.
I think he will too. But you could play Trammell Jones with Florida.
Okay.
Michael Hawkins Jr. with Oklahoma. Cutter Boley with Kentucky. Blake Shapen with Mississippi State, and then Diego Pavia. So the next 1, 2, 3, the next 4 games. Yes, your first 4 games in the SEC, you could be playing against a backup quarterback, theoretically.
Theoretically. I think DJ Lagway will play. I think John Mateer won't. I couldn't comment on the last 2. But I will tell you, those 2, that would be my belief, is that one is going to play and one will not.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess Blake Shapen's not a backup for Mississippi State, so your next 3. But still, like you get off to a 3-0 start in the SEC.
It's a good thing.
You're feeling pretty good.
All right, let's take our second break. We'll come back, get to our meathead of the day, and wrap it up on a Tuesday here on Open Gym on Texas Sports Unfiltered.
Hi, I'm Dan Covert with my wife Hayden. Welcome to Covert BK.
Our newest location in the gorgeous Hill Country includes Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and hundreds of pre-owned and certified vehicles for you to choose from. We have 3 service departments that are ready to take care of your car, truck, or SUV with 86 service bays to accommodate any repair and get you in and out quickly. Come visit us today to select the vehicle you've been dreaming about.
Covert, born and raised in Austin.
Hi, this is Tom McKay, owner of Audiovisual Consultations, and we would like to take a moment to thank all of our clients for making the last 37 years both fun and fruitful. If you haven't yet, I'd like to invite you to give us a try for all your home electronics needs. There's no need to leave your home to find great pricing and incomparable service. No traffic, inexperienced sales geeks, or pushy showroom tactics. We come to you. So just relax, hug your kids, and smile. We handle all the work. Just give us a call at 255-8678 or online at avconsultations.com.
Say hello to Jason and the gang over at Relax the Back. They embrace a holistic approach for a healthier lifestyle based on 35 years, folks, of proven expertise, and my back couldn't be happier. Their motto is live wellness, and folks, they can transform your routine, your daily routine, into something very, very special if you have back pain. If you're struggling with thoracic problems, if you've got hip problems, if you've got lumbar problems, please go over to one of their stores. They got 2 great locations, and find out a chair or a recliner or a sofa that's going to fit you and going to make your life a whole lot better. I've got this office chair right here that I've been sitting in for years, and I love it. 2 locations, folks, at the Hill Country Gallery across from Whole Foods, and in North Austin at the Gateway Shopping Center across from the Container Store. Live pain-free like the buck and Relax the Back.
SendTexTickets.com. If you're in the market for tickets to any sporting event, any concert, any Broadway show, anything live coming to town, you got to head over to SendTexTickets.com. The best seats to all of the biggest events, not just here in Austin, but all over the state and all over the country as well. It's so easy to use. Just log on your phone or computer to SendTexTickets.com. All of their tickets are 100% guaranteed, and they will be delivered right to your phone or computer. So simple to use, and you're also helping to support a local business every time you shop. SendTexTickets.com. centextickets.com. So if you want to be at the biggest events in sports and entertainment, there's only one place to go. It's centextickets.com.
Back here on Open Gym on Texas Sports Unfiltered, wrapping it up on a Tuesday afternoon. Appreciate everybody who hung out with us today on an Overreaction Tuesday. Enjoyed the conversation. And Joe says, do not trade the picks. The season's a rebuild. Don't waste those picks. Don't waste those picks. We're going to waste them when we take them. And Chan says that he runs faster than Trayvon Diggs. So it's not that Trayvon Diggs doesn't run fast. It's that it takes him a while to run fast. It's about that explosion and getting up and following guys. Because if you run fast and they run fast and you're already 5 yards behind them, it's a problem.
Yeah. Just an update on this stat, by the way.
Yes.
About the backup quarterbacks. In 2024, Texas faced, if DJ Lagway and John Matier are out, they will have faced 8 backup quarterbacks technically in their first 11 SEC games.
Nice.
Gunnar Stockton in the SEC championship, Marcel Reed, Cutter Boley for Kentucky, Aiden Warner for Florida, Michael Hawkins for Oklahoma, and Michael Van Buren for Mississippi State. That's crazy.
Crazy. Nothing we can do about that, guys. Don't hate us. Don't hate us because those things happen. Nothing we can do. Let's get to our meathead of the day. Favorite Kay Adams. Kay Adams was trying to celebrate this morning and open a champagne bottle. Matt, have you ever opened champagne before?
Many times.
Do you get all the hoopla of why people say it's hard to do?
No.
It's not very hard. It's not hard to not have champagne blow everywhere. It's not hard to not have a cork shoot across the room either. Pretty easy to do. Kay Adams not as lucky.
What do I get if I knock out a light? 20 points.
Yes. Perfect. That was
I literally can't open my eye.
Kay Adams not only shoots the bottle top, then tries to cover it and sprays herself directly in the eye. Solid stuff from Kay Adams there.
It's really easy to open champagne.
It is.
You just kind of edge the top off and point it away from yourself and just pull.
Yeah, then just hold on to it.
You don't put your thumb on to try and stop the bubbles. It's I'll never understand it.
I don't. Did you also see this part of Derrick Henry last night when he was getting upset and just had a moment?
On the football and then's able to punch it out.
Watch that again.
Puts
the helmet down and whole body goes with it. Just solid stuff there from Derrick Henry. One of those moments you like. We know when you stumble a little bit and you have that little moment where you like kind of and you look around immediately and you have to make that decision of like, do I play it off or do I do the look back? To stare down at like, what was that? I just tripped over. We should, fix this street here. Clearly that's the problem. Or you kind of laugh it off and be like, oh, I'm so awkward. Like what is your go-to if you trip and then realize somebody saw you trip?
I own it.
You own it?
I just own it. If you try to play it off like, oh, I meant to do that, then it just comes off worse. So I just own it every time. I'm a very clumsy guy to begin with. So I'm used to that. I'm used to having to own my mistakes and my trips and my falls. My whole family, actually.
Have you ever done the trip and then put one more foot down to like try and stop it, but momentum is carried and now you've only exacerbated the entire problem and now you are just flinging yourself into a random direction, not anywhere near where it was safe to fall?
Absolutely. All the time. I do it all the time. Like I said, I'm very clumsy. The only thing that I'm good at, I have good hand-eye coordination. The rest of my body has a mind of its own. I can't do anything.
So if you have good hand-eye coordination, but if I throw a ball slightly out of your reach and you have to move to get it, that becomes the problem.
If you throw it within my wingspan, I'm catching anything you throw at me.
Okay, but slightly outside.
If I have to move to catch it, then I'm missing completely.
All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow continue the week of shows and continue more conversation on the Texas bye week schedule coming out tonight for Texas for next season. But until then, be kind, be safe, keep your underwear clean. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for more from Open.